Hey guys, welcome
Good
to our
morning.
channel. This is David
Good
Simply
morning.
Comics. We're having another episode of Comic Talk 39. I can't believe it. We did 39 episodes so far.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and
How
it's
are
been
you?
3 years now. 3 years of doing this.
Wow,
Yeah. Time flies when you're not having fun, isn't it?
I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just get this thing done on a well, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Egg, for the negative and positive exposure that we got 2 weeks. Somehow he was on a live chat and he did a small little video on his channel. So if you want to go see it on his channel. But we were not going to talk about it. But I just want to say thank you for that exposure. I think I got a lot of we got a lot of views that week within the 2 weeks. Never seen that
We
done
can
before.
all retire now.
We can retire. We are due to the stardom, thanks to Sticky Goose, we are popular right now. So, Mr. A.
Probably not.
All right. So with that said, thank you, and we can move on with our lives. That was a great 2 minute exposure.
Did
Uh,
you go on Oprah yet?
no, not yet. She hasn't called me yet. And yeah. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the CBCS that video went on. We talked about it a little. I just want to talk. I didn't know what that whole video meant, but I just want to get your thoughts on it as well. It's like there was a CBCS grading company made a video encasing a banana peel,
Oh,
and
really?
took that thing out of the encase, and he said, "Oh well, there's no bend in this banana." So and with that said, there's an issue that is happening with CGC where their inner wells or the casing are bending the books that has been graded, and
What?
yeah. So what's going on? What's
Yeah,
going
what is
on? I
going
mean, is that CBCS giving shots to CGC like, hey, our cases are better? What shots being fired? So there is a war between CBCS and CGC. What do you guys think? You think?
So is it true that what's going on with CGC, first of all, that the inner well is causing some sort of bend to the comic?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of videos saying they
This is the
got.
first I heard of this.
Oh, a lot of people are bitching about it because they got their CGC book and they realize that their their books are being bent on a 9/8, but there's due to the bend, like there's a spine. What's that? Spine ticks all over. I
So you don't have an example of this.
No, it's just happening recently. I think because I think a lot of because the what has happened with CGC, how people are easily breaking the casing. I think what they did was they upgraded, but I don't know what process they did, but it's somehow being due to the more vacuum within the casing that it's bending the inner wells and damaging the books.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, so CBCS
I
came
know.
out with a.
Well,
What you said, Yvonne? We couldn't hear.
like a long time ago, they didn't have they tried to do away with that well, and that was causing like ripples and stuff in books. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they started, and then they were supposed
Yeah,
to.
it was more of a plastic on plastic. I remember
Right,
that
yeah.
because I remember sending few to CGC to get recased when they
So
came back with their
I
inner
don't know.
wells.
See, I haven't even heard of that yet. This is the first I'm hearing of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
well, should I bring up a couple of
I want
videos?
to go check some of my books.
Yeah, because I didn't see any of this.
All right.
Can we see it real quick?
Yeah, sure. Boom, 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 boom. YouTube. Give me a sec because
I can't believe CGC is just blowing it now. It's just funny.
Yeah. CGC, but okay, here we are. So hold on.
You guys saw my.
So this is from Make Room Collectibles. So he's talking about I'm done with CGC grading. Warp inner wells damaging comic books. So this happened 2 months ago. All right.
Last CGC unboxing video, I pointed out that several of the books were actually warped in the holders. This was an absolute nightmare to deal with CGC. According to admins on the forums, on the boards, on the CGC boards, CGC is aware of the bad inner wells, and you just submit for mechanical error with that being the reason they're supposed to do it.
He's speaking normally now.
Shipment was received by CGC. It was scheduled for grading. Only the service was rejected mechanical error. So as soon as I saw this, I called down there, and according to customer service, they had rejected my mechanical error submission, saying that there was nothing wrong with the books. The customer service agent I talked to had stated that it looked like in the notes that whoever inspects these graders, whoever, said that there was no issue with the inner wells, that they were fine. Obviously, they were not fine. So I sent out an email to the original person I talked to, didn't hear back for days.
Well, just you know what? Just you know how you do a speed and it's supposed to be like that, and you know that's due to the speed that people talk faster. I realized that I talk normal when I do 2 times speed. I found that out when Sticky Goose made that video of our talking shit about him on our last preview. So I think he did a ×2 speed, and I really, you know what? I sounded really good. Just
Okay.
But I then asked to take this higher to the person I was talking to, and later on that day, I received another email saying that multiple graders looked at it, and that now it went from they're not warped and there's no issue to, well, they're within tolerance. And I replied, damaging books inside the holder is within tolerance. They basically wanted me to kick rocks. So I tagged a couple of the administrators on the boards, told them what was going on, and I guess they got a hold of the operations manager, and same day they went from rejected mechanical error, changed to mechanical error.
that's fucked up.
Here they are. It's been about 2 weeks total since I sent them out, maybe 2.5 weeks since I sent them out for mechanical error. They are back. So let's take a look at it together. I'm not confident in this.
So just to let you guys know that
This was way more of a
only
headache
one.
and hassle than it should have been.
Few-
I sent more than 10 pictures of the books showing that they were warped, the inner wells, and that the fact that they were warped inside the inner well was in turn damaging the book. But according to them, and they also sent an email stating that it's normal for the inner well to be warped.
It's normal,
According
he
to them,
said.
That's normal to just
No,
have your
it's
books being warped like that.
Why get it graded?
All right.
I
No,
know.
this has been such a headache.
Well,
To deal
I
with.
can kind of see with his frustration. You know, if they tell you that, yeah, warping your
I should not have had to fight
those is normal.
CGC as much
No,
as I had
it's
to fight
not.
them about this. It's absolutely insane. Giant rubber band.
Come on, this isn't surgery. Come on.
All right. First up is the Iron Fist 14. This is ridiculous. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. Yet again, they are inside the holder, warped. I think you can see it right there. Yeah, look at that.
This is like one of the very minor issue where,
Look at
but yeah,
I'm
some
going to show it.
of the books,
It's
they,
curved,
insane.
right?
yeah, well, some of them is really bad. The point where
It's slightly curved.
Let me do this.
So it's like concave,
Yeah,
like
there you go.
that.
Look at how warped that is in there. This is ridiculous.
Fuck.
I don't even know if they slabbed them. Re-slabbed it. Wow. Just wow. Well, so these are all going to look like crap then.
But they'd
This
have
one's
to
really bad.
retool all of their machinery if they wanted to fix that, right?
Still being bent. Look at this. It's even worse now. Look at that.
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god!
yeah.
there you
I
go.
see the
Annoying,
spine
this is
tick
fucking
there
acceptable.
Wow.
on the
Look at what's
left.
doing to the book.
And what grade was that?
Oh yeah, warped even
It
worse.
was a 9.4.
There you go. If you
9.4.
look here, you see the black line. Follow that black line. That inner well is basically hitting, and then the back side of the slab, and then goes right back up, right there. Wow.
Jeez.
Just wow. According to CGC, this is acceptable. This is within tolerance and acceptable.
Wow.
Wolverine book.
That's not okay.
Even worse. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at that.
Look at what it's doing to the book. It's destroying the book.
I feel
that.
terrible
That is
for this
acceptable
guy,
according to CGC.
whoever he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's within tolerance. That is within
That
tolerance.
is not. That is not
Jeez.
within tolerance.
It's
Look at
crazy that even CGC is saying that this is normal.
Within
Yeah,
tolerance.
it's not normal.
Destroying the books.
I've never seen or heard of this before.
Incredible Hulk 271. Same thing. Look at that. Look at the ripples across it.
Jeez.
At the spine. Bowed like a fucking banana. But you know, hey, that's within tolerance. According to CGC, that's acceptable. That's okay. Web of Spider-Man #1, same thing. 9.8. Look at the rippling it's causing on the spine. On the left there, look at that. Bowed like a banana. All the way across.
Oh man.
Oh, thank God none of mine
Unreal.
are fucking have
Unreal. But that's acceptable and that's within tolerance. They claim that they reslabbed these. I don't think they did. Or they did, and they gave me more warped inner wells. Let me know what you guys think.
I can tell you what I think.
We'll never submit
Bullshit.
another book to CGC to be graded.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, I'll never submit another book to CGC. That's for sure. Now.
Yeah, and it's crazy for them to say that it's normal. There's
He has a
nothing
bra on his head?
normal about fucking warp or fucking inner will to damage the book. Like,
So then, David, you said CBCS did a video.
yeah. So let me get that out.
Can we see that one? That's a recent one too. That's within the last 2 months, huh?
Yeah. Well, hold on. CBCS shorts. Wait. Why CBC? CB. Yes.
This video, by the way, is brought to you by Field Notes, our go-to memo notepad.
Sorry.
So did they make some changes to the cases? Like, why is this happening?
Maybe it's cheaper.
No, it only happened to that one person, but
Yeah, it could be cheaper.
Maybe it was to try to fix the
Okay, so we got Swaggle House kind of talking about this. So, fuck, I hate this monetized bullshit.
It's okay, David.
Oh, boy, I'm sorry. This is fucking 45-minute video, fucking commercial. Really? Fuck? You want to have a 45-minute fucking ad on your... Okay, here we go. 15 seconds. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. 15 minutes.
Do you really need
Come
his
on, really?
wise input?
Fuck. You could just do like a 5-second fucking ad.
Is it imperative that we have swaggle?
Okay, wait. Okay, so we'll start from here.
I thought you said CBCS.
I mean, is there any more news or is it the same stuff?
No. It's just the same thing, but since
It
Ron
was
wants to-
CBC.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope Swaggle House don't fucking cancel my channel because not like we need the view, but definitely we can give him a couple more view if Anyway, here we go.
It looks like he painted his room recently, huh?
Yeah. Look right here.
No, there ain't no bend in this banana.
So that's the video.
That's CBCS's jab at CGC.
Yeah, I guess after they're finding out that people are complaining that their books are being damaged due to the warping on the inner wells. So they
And so you saw other YouTubers do the same thing. They were also showing.
there's a handful of people that got their submissions in. And I
No
mean,
kidding.
some of the videos are like 2 months because after seeing that, what CBCS has done on Instagram, their video, I kind of went check to see who had that kind of issues. Like, there's a lot out there. There's a lot.
Kidding.
Yeah. And it just happened. It happened within the past like 3 months that people are talking about it. And if you really think about it, what happened within the 3 months is that the whole freaking CBCS, casing, and people are being fraud, taking the old, the 9.8 out, putting it in, that whole scandal about how people are switching books because CGC casing are a little bit more easier to tamper with. And then also for me as well, I got that DC Presents 26 in a 9, I think it was a 9.4. And I used my hand and it opened without any issue, without cracking it, or there's no damaging to the case, period. It's crazy. This whole grading thing is come to a point where it's very minimal if you're really thinking about the percentage of it, of how many damages, how many of these issues are being done when it comes to grading. But it's specifically are targeting CGC. One of the bigger companies is like CGC when it comes to comic. I think
You said they did.
What?
No, I just wanted to interrupt you for a second. You said that they did that so that it was easier to open them?
No. What happened was there's a fraud that has been done by this eBay seller selling a 9.8 or 9.6.
No, I know.
Okay. So
No, I was going back to the wavy, like the bend in the comic book. Did they?
Yeah, so-
Is the reason for that is because they wanted to manufacture it in a way that you can open it easier later? I know.
No.
I'm going back to the old issue.
I think they were trying to address those issues, like,
I think that was the issue, that it was too easy to open or whatever.
yeah, and I think whatever they did to try to address that started causing the waves, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then before.
So
I'm
I
just curious. Is
Yeah.
PGX still in business? Because I can't find them. I put PGX on Google. I can't find PGX.
So what's going to happen to We Love Comics? Is all his stuff worthless now, or?
who's We Love
know.
Comics?
Yeah,
He's
God,
a guy-
Don't
he's-
get started. Oh God, don't get started. What did you do, Alex?
Well, let me find out who this guy is. We Love
No. God. Gee. I was just asking about PGX. I wasn't asking about anyone in particular.
Because I think he's like a proponent for the company, right?
Well,
well, I
can't find
think
the
he
company.
gets
It's
like a
gone.
certain number of books graded for free, like
He's like, this is the way to do it.
sponsor.
I kind of like some of his content, but he's very into PGX.
You
Yeah,
see?
I can't find PGX anymore. It is.
He said he refuses to send stuff to see. He's like, PGX is the way to go, or whatever.
It's weird. I can't find it. The hell. Ugh.
I know that one of the Instagram guy. Hello, what's up, Dan? This guy named Batcave Comics. I think he also is trying to use PGX. I don't know if he still does it, but I know that he have sent some of his minor keys and some of his keys.
PGX is still here, Ron.
Oh, did you find it? Okay, I can't find it.
Yeah, PGX Comics.
What did she do?
Oh, let me see PGX Comics.
But yeah, I mean, isn't it crazy?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
Like even PSA, there's this one video where they're saying that recent PSA sports car grading casing are really easy to open, and they show one guy that used his bare hand. He had no tools. He just had a bare hand. He just ripped it
Yeah,
open.
we tried that a couple months ago.
Yeah. So I mean, grading cars is also. I mean, in cars, is just grading anything nowadays. There's scandalous. It's like,
Mm.
but people keep sending books in because they want to get the most money for the collection, or maybe just for their PC to have it done. But I don't know. With that, would you guys keep sending books to CGC after seeing what is
I'm
happening?
done with
Yeah.
I'm done with the comic stuff right now.
You would?
But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's probably ever going to keep me from sending stuff to CGC. I don't think.
Okay, so why would you? What
Something
is your
to
whole
CGC.
purpose sending it to CGC?
I don't know. Maybe I'm brainwashed. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I just prefer CGC, and I always have. I like the cases better. I like they look better. They look more familiar to me. It feels better. It looks better, and it's just what's more familiar to me. I just the
I
newer
do
companies.
think that the new cases from CBCS they do look a lot better.
Oh, they look a lot better. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them at all. Like there's I don't think there's anything wrong with the way PGX stuff looks, or
CBCS.
CBS or PGX, any of them. They all look good. It's not the problem. Like I just like CGC. I'm stuck on it. I think most people are. There's no real legit reason. I mean, I think you have a history of getting better cells, but that's not necessarily the only reason why I do it. I just prefer it. I can't really explain it. Like I said, maybe I'm a little bit set in my ways and brainwashed a little bit about it. I don't know, but I do know that you get better sales if you do sell your books, but we don't sell a whole lot of books, so I don't know. I just prefer it. It just looks better to me.
Well, no, I totally get it because I'm a 99.9% of my collection is all CGC.
Right.
But and not that I'm just broke ass, but I stopped. I'm very skeptical when sending my books to CGC now. Like I said, it could be only 5% of the books that is being submitted and coming back with this. But
Yeah,
in
it's
general,
really not
I
very
feel
many
like
articles.
people have been overgrading, like grading too much stuff. So I think like reducing what you get graded, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like people get everything that just comes out graded. I know we're guilty of that too.
Yeah. We send in way too much crap to get graded.
Well, what about you, Mr. Smith?
well, I'm not even actively involved in the hobby. I mean, at this point, if I was and I knew that was something that was going on, I wouldn't send them in. Because if that's common practice or a common occurrence now, why would you send like a really expensive comic book to get damaged?
Yeah.
I think I would just hold off until it's self-corrected.
Okay, so let me
I'm not-
put this in a perspective. Like, okay, so
Yeah.
we used to send things to, or will continue to use CGC, and let's say Hazel Dan, let's say that you guys send your Grail books, okay, to I don't know, to hoping for grade bump, or even to change it from old CGC case to the new one they have. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes back. Let's say you did have a high end grade, like a 9.4 of, let's say those old EC comics that you have, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm just as a how would you say it? What if case, and you send it back. You got back and you got a new case, and finding out that due to this warping, it damaged your books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'd
they
be
tell you what the video we just saw. Hey guys, that's just normal. Deal with it.
Yeah. I'd be very pissed. Yeah, I'd be mad about that. I would not be happy about that at all.
So you guys, let's say that book is $50,000 at that certain 9.4 grade. because due to the damage of the warping and stuff, that even though you get a press because there's a color break tick, that brings down one grade down instead of a 9.4, now it's a
Right.
9.0. Now that makes a significant difference when it comes
Yeah.
to monetary value of that book.
Right.
If that happened, would you keep sending your book to CGC?
I don't know, man. That's a when you
If
think
you
about it
lost
that way.
15 grand,
I mean, I don't know that we get a whole lot graded right now. Anyway,
Yeah.
we
No,
I
but
don't think you would be okay with
let's
But
just
that.
say
yeah,
that
I don't
what
know.
the video that we have saw earlier that he
Yeah.
sent, because the books that he sent, it might not be a grail, but it was a grail for him.
Right.
It's not a it's a key
Yeah, they're
issue.
important to him, and he likes them, and he doesn't want his book screwed up. And then when he tries to get it fixed, you don't want to get a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah,
You know, and
and
somebody
that's what he
telling you
got.
it's
He got
a big
just a
deal,
lot of
that's standard. Like you don't. Nobody wants to. Yeah, that's nonsense. But you
So
know, but also that's just like one person I'm seeing that from or whatever. Maybe it's just like a bad off thing. Like for. I don't think that happens a whole lot. Like.
no, that's what I mean. It's like if
But
you
if
touch,
it happened to
if you
me,
talk,
yeah. If I sent in if I sent in a $50,000 book and they trashed it, I'd be so mad.
but would you go back and keep sending your books to CGC?
I don't know, man. I really can't answer that. I don't know. Like,
I can't believe
I
that you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't know that I would get anything graded if I
Yeah.
got burned like that. Like, it's not CGC; it's like grading. Period. Like,
yeah,
So do you feel like if it's gonna be like a crapshoot, like hoping that you don't get your book, because majority of the people that who are submitting thousands and thousands of books and they're getting submission, this is just a fraction of the books are being this way. So for me, I haven't had any issue with CGC, So I mean, thank God, knock on wood. But because of due to this type of things that is happening, like I stopped buying CGC books even online. I mean, I just completely stopped because I don't know, because after opening that DC Present 26 and a 9.4, and I cracked it open with my hand and there was no damage done. So I'm thinking in my head, like, did I just pay for something or for a grade that probably wasn't that great?
yeah,
And second of all, I don't want to take my collection to CGC if it's like a more of a chance, like, oh, let's hope that it doesn't come back with the issues that I'm with the videos that I'm seeing. And it's not just 1-2 videos. I mean, there's a lot of videos that people are getting and talking about this. And I saw some of the live podcasts and live streams, and they also are talking about it as well. So it becomes an issue now within the hobby thing, saying that CGC, due to this inner well warping, it is damaging people's property, and they are saying that it is okay.
yeah, that's not good.
but I feel like they've had that issue in the past and they fixed it. So I just think it really just depends if they can fix it, and just also how common it is. Like, I still don't know how common it is.
Yeah,
Well, you
I don't know,
use
like-
that one customer
probably
and
need to
then
fix
it snowballs.
Right, but I'm saying, like, this isn't anything new. Like, they've had that issue in the past.
that all kinds of issues.
It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah, but honestly,
The thing is,
if that was
the
me
thing-
on that video, I sent my, I don't know, my books in and all came back with that damage and stuff. I said that's it. I won't be sending any more because
The thing is, where's the evidence that I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying that there aren't, manufacturing errors that are occurring, but where's the evidence that actually happened? Does he have the email? Like, here's the exchange of what we said to one another, and show it. If you have that on there, then that's actually documented evidence of it, right?
True.
yeah.
True,
I
but
mean, I don't think he's lying about it. Like, I think it probably something similar happened, but he also might be kind of emotional about it too, which I would be too. So
The
maybe
problem,
it's not as bad as it sounds.
here's the problem though.
well, I mean, I don't know.
Is it more that you screwed up the book, or the way you responded to it when I said, hey, I have an issue with this? If they would have said, you know what, we're going to compensate you, we'll reslab it, we'll make sure it's good, then other customers go, wow, that's the way they handle things. But if it really was, we don't care what happened. That's within the margin of error, whatever they said. It's acceptable at this point. Like if it actually said that.
I think it also depends, like, what do they do to get to that point? Like, do they ask, oh, okay, do you have any pictures? They see the pictures and then it's, or do they just automatically say, hey, this is okay?
But we could see some of those books could use a press, right?
Yeah.
But they're 9.8, so you would think like they weren't like that before grading.
Yeah, because those aren't 9.8. When you look at them now, that's not a 9.8.
No.
So I don't know. They're either like denying, responsibility for it, or saying,
I think if they automatically said, hey, this is within the margin without even looking or asking for pictures, I think that's kind of.
Yeah, it's a little off. It doesn't make sense that that's, if you send them those pictures, they look at it and they can look at that and then still say, hey, there's nothing wrong with the book.
Because I don't see how you can see those pictures and then be like, yeah, that's totally
cool.
That's
how we do our business. That's how we grade books. It's fine. You still got a 9.8. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I don't think that's, I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. Like, I would hope they wouldn't.
How many serious collectors do you think there are that do graded stuff like this?
What do you mean by serious? Serious what? Sellers? Serious?
Meaning, no. Like collectors, people who collect comic books and get them graded. How many people do?
A lot don't.
Like, do you think millions? Do you think millions?
No,
I don't know. No, I don't even know if millions of people
that get graded comic books. I'm just curious. Like the market, how big do you think it is?
Pretty big.
Well, it's $1 million business.
Yeah, for grading companies.
Yeah, enough for them to be multiple.
Yeah, it's just for grading companies as a cash cow, but like for
it's not
stores. I mean, those guys, most brick and mortar comic stores aren't making millions of dollars and banking it in. Like, it's hard to. I think it's getting harder and harder to function as a mortar comic book store. Yeah.
The reason I'm asking because if the most cost-effective way to conduct this business is to have one central location, I think it's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Their main operations center. Like if it's is it more cost-effective to have one spot and send everything out to the entire country? Or is it better to have smaller locations dispersed across the country and have you can actually physically go get your book and look at it in front of the guy. Like, oh, I'm looking at it. It looks messed up. Can you take it back right away?
Yeah, that's a lot of overhead.
I don't think they have the market for that. Like,
okay, so there isn't a big enough market to do that.
Not to have a chain of not to have like a CGC chain where there's like 12 of them across the nation and stuff. I don't think that's feasible. Yeah,
you definitely get a variance of grading too.
Yeah, you get the grading would be too off and too much overhead, and each place wouldn't get enough books to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Like it did. I don't think they'd be feasible.
And then it's like, I don't know.
Last question then. Is there their place in Florida? Can you physically go in there? And is there like a lobby where you can pick your stuff up and look at it?
I don't think so.
I think you need to make an appointment saying that you are dropping off the book or picking up the book, but actually going into the physical facility, no. But if you make an appointment for a drop off, then they'll tell you specific date and time when to come, and they'll open the gate for you, and you were able to get into the lobby. But other than that, that's pretty much it. There's a lobby for you to drop off your book, sign the forms and that's pretty much it. But for you to get beyond that, no.
That's kind of weird. I mean, I understand it might create like a bottleneck. It would probably create like a bottleneck with a bunch of customers waiting for their books right there or something. I guess I understand that.
I think Reggie Collects did a video that he actually went into the facility, but not like actually going into where the graders are grading the books.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just being weird because it would be interesting if you opened it in front of them, let me open it in front of you and let's see how it looks.
Oh, like a
then-
Subway? You can actually see them make the sandwich. You know,
Like, you have on-site grading work though. Do
Yeah.
you not like?
Yeah.
like going into Ding Dai's thumb that dim sum place that there are people in a cage. They're making a dumpling. You can see them, putting the thing. I don't think that ever is going to happen because they're hiding so many things. I mean, you don't know. You really don't know what's behind that. I mean, we
Yeah,
got
a lot of nose picking back there. Yeah.
we got a little glimpse of it of that interview with one of the graders, but
Oh yeah, I remember.
what backlash did it get? I mean, we thought it was going to be a clean facility, everything's organized, but no, it's a fucking regular desk. They have piles of book on the desk, and majority of them they're not even wearing a glove, you know.
Ugh.
And when you get a book and saying that it was supposed to be a 9.8, but you get a 9.4 and a freaking grader's note saying, "Oh, you got a thumb indentation, you got a so and so." It's like, dude, I got that shit pressed and clean. There shouldn't be any thumb indentation in that book. But
That thumb indentation doesn't always mean that. A lot of times it's when it's like freshly done and you put that thumb, it gets like that thumbprint where it pulls off the ink.
Indentation or indention?
Indentation, I don't know.
No, there was indentation.
Yeah, indentation. But the thing is, but the thing is, how do you know if that came from your thumb or the fucking grader thumb? Because none of them were wearing a fucking glove to begin with,
It
is
came
best
from my thumb,
not
David.
to wear gloves though. It really does impact the handling of the books.
Yeah, you
like,
can't feel it. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not real big on the glove thing anyway.
yeah, oh, the gloves. I think that's kind of a non-issue, really. Like,
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, okay,
It can affect like one of the shiny books, like a metallic book or a shiny book or something,
Yeah.
with modern books. But I mean, if you're sitting in I know the oil on your fingers and stuff, whatever. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I won't worry about it too much.
see, this has come to a point where we are acceptable that they're not wearing a gloves.
well, the glove is. I mean, no glove is preferred. Like,
Haven't you seen Pawn Stars where they bring in some like $200,000 comic book and the guy's using his bare hands to handle it? I was like, what the hell is going on? And it's some expert comic book guy too. It's like, let me look at this. Shouldn't you be wearing gloves to touch that thing? I mean,
Nah. Put some gloves on and flip through your books.
you lose that
Yeah.
tactile aspect of it.
Right.
You really need to have that with your books.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of different. I mean,
no, he
it's-
wasn't. He wasn't flipping through it. He was just looking at it. He was just
Yeah.
holding it and looking at the front and back.
Yeah, I would rather have somebody wear that if they're going to look at the front and back. But
Okay.
I'd rather.
All right, so we
Yeah,
accept that
yeah.
we are accepting that not having a glove due to the feel of it, feeling the texture of it. Okay, we're good. Okay, what about this new CGC thing? I mean, it's not new. I think they have announced this a few months back, saying that they are going to put a mold color. So it's going to be due to the mood, not mold, mood of the grader. Yeah.
Mood color. What?
Yeah, they're gonna put like a small little mood. I don't know if it's gonna be
How he felt when he was grading it?
Yeah, so what mood they're
the hell,
in
dude?
when they graded your
Like,
book?
I was feeling happy when I graded this.
Yeah, so they're actually thought about having that.
no one thought about that. That was a joke.
You know what?
like,
Hold on.
someone made a joke video about it.
Well, no, dude, that's the thing. Is like CGC actually did that, saying that going forward they are gonna have a mood grade. Like even though you get a 9.8, but depending on what mood they're on, you get to see it. So hold on.
David, that is not real.
Wait, hold on. CGC Comics.
Is that real?
It's some like
no,
fake
it's
thing.
true. It's like if I made a video and said, now CGC is offering this service, but it's fake. Like,
Is it a fake? I swear to God, I thought that was real because. Well, hold on.
That's okay, David.
What is okay? It's not okay. Hold on. Oh, come on.
Well, you're
You
right
got a
about
commercial
one thing.
again?
You're right about one thing.
Well,
David.
okay,
There
if
are
it's not true,
videos.
that I mean, thank God. But man, if it was true that they would actually put a grade or color or some type of what what do they call
A
those?
mood indicator.
Yeah,
So if you're sexually aroused, what color is that?
I say go green.
Hot pink.
Because it's money?
Where is that thing? God,
I think you made it up, David.
Okay, so that is a made up, right? That's not true.
I don't know.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay, thank
Alternative
God.
facts.
Oh man, because mood. CDC mood grading.
So do you care if I switch the topic for a second, David?
Yeah, what's up? Go ahead.
I was going to say, are any of you guys, Hazel, Dan, or Comic Book Estate, are you guys aware that, now you're probably aware that there's graded VHS tapes, right? Like collectible VHS tapes?
Heard of it.
Okay, but are you aware that there's like an entire market and collectors community for modern 4K movies?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? And I had no idea because I recently picked up some 4K movies, and then I looked on YouTube. I'm like, oh, let's see what the latest 4K movies are. And this guy's like, look at my 4K collection. You know, this is the limited edition steelbook with the director's commentary. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it was only $80. I was like, wow, for a 4K movie, it's $80. That's crazy. And yeah, it comes with the booklet and it talks about the history of the film and all this stuff. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then I kind of dove deeper into that and discovered an entire world of 4K, limited edition collectible. It's like, this is crazy. Some of them come with like, not figures, but what are those little maquettes or something? It's like a head sculpt of maybe one of the people in the film, and it's like limited. It comes in a box with the movie, and it's kind of crazy.
I don't have to go buy
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys would?
Thanks a lot, man. Now I have to go buy a bunch of crap and spend my money on it.
No, but yeah, I had no idea of this stuff.
I didn't either.
I found the video. I have found the video.
Okay.
Sorry, Alex, but I gotta show this, okay?
Go ahead.
What it says here, CGC comic, enhancing grading with mood tracking. Mood tracking.
Oh, it's real?
Fuck yeah, it's real. Oh shit, what did I do?
Sticky Goose. What?
I live up to our certified guaranteed name. We have heard your feedback and concerns.
We've heard.
We'll see if the green labels. We'll see what the grades are. I don't know what to expect anymore.
Please don't be harsh, Harry. Please. Can we just get, like, somebody mentioned in the comments, accurate Andy? We don't want harsh Harry. We don't want, we'll take loose Larry, but we don't want loose Larry. We want accurate Andy.
Like 3 different
So
videos?
that's written number 1.
Yeah.
I think the 9.8. And the reader's notes with it. Reader's notes.
How CGC damaged one of the best comic books in my collection.
Because of your community feedback, we are now offering
Book
2 additional
clubs.
features to enhance your grading experience. We will now require all comic book graders to report their mood status throughout the grading process. Each grader will be equipped with the latest mood monitoring technology to capture their mood. CGC will be using the following mood scale.
Well, this is just
We
a
all have
joke,
bad
right?
days, and we at CGC want to be as transparent as possible in grading your valuable comic books. Starting this fall, all graders' notes will now include your grader's mood. This is an easy way for our valued customers to understand what mood your grader was in when he reviewed your books. Secondly, we will begin offering grader's mood pre-checks to allow you to select your mood of your grader before the grading of your comic book begins. Picking your
Is
grader's
this
mood
true?
before grading is
Is
simple.
this real?
Check the box of the
Tell
mood
me
you
it's
prefer,
real.
It's just
and we
they're
will
just
guarantee
being
that the grader's
funny.
mood is matched before grading. This service will require a small fee to help ensure the quality of this mood technology service and to help cover
Whoever
the
made
cost
this
of this
video
incredibly
is Brian
reliable mood status
LCS.
technology.
Fucking love it.
We here at CGC thank you and wish you happy collecting.
Yeah, it's a great video, but it's a spoof.
fake,
But it's
yeah.
really funny though.
Okay, thank God, because fuck, if I it was funny as hell when I saw it. Like, what? They're actually making a mood fucking tracking. Like, Jesus Christ!
I'm
Thank
glad that it's so scientific.
The latest advancement.
Oh man. So going back to your grading DVD and VHS.
No. Yeah, not the grading. These are just modern. I mean, maybe some people grade their 4K discs. I have no idea.
So let
But
me
I'm
ask you,
saying-
Mr. Smith,
Go for it.
are you part of that group?
No. I was picking up some 4K movies, and then I noticed I'm like, oh, what's this limited one? That's interesting. And that's like $15 more because it included some bonus content and special features and stuff, and it came in like a fancy packaging. Then I was like, what is this? It's limited to 10,000 copies. And then I looked on YouTube to see, and in fact there is a large community of people who invest in collectible 4Ks. It's crazy.
So is it
Like
really limited to 10,000 or 1,000?
Yes, it'll have a serial number on the back of the steelbook, like number 8,200 of 10,000 or whatever.
Huh.
It's crazy. Actually, you could pre-order. Some of them are so rare or so limited that you have to pre-order them before they come to market because they're usually sold out. They're like pre-sold out. I was like, that's crazy for a 4K movie.
Well,
Because that's like modern stuff. It's not like it's old and but I guess there's a market.
well, there's a market driven to it because there is a saying that all DVD, even 4K discs, is going to be obsolete because everything.
No physical media, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's already obsolete.
Okay, check out.
I'm
If you're looking it up
now.
right, Hazel Dan, if you're looking it up right there, check out
Yeah, I
one
am.
thing real quick. I don't know
Yeah.
if David can bring it up.
Yeah. What is it?
Nightmare on Elm Street 4K limited edition.
Yeah.
Nightmare what on Elm Street?
Is that Arrow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4K limited edition. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a pre-order item. It's on Amazon.
I just
And this
found
is the
Blu-ray
first
here.
time. This is the first time they're releasing the uncut version since the VHS of the movie. So I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
All right,
'Cause
so
I-
here
I'm
we
into
are. So you want me to go check out on sale?
Let's see. I think
right here. On NECA is selling for $130. Amazon.
no. That's a figure. I
Oh,
think it's the one Amazon for $36. Go
Okay.
over from that figure right there. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's a 4K steelbook, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Click that.
Yeah, but it's asking me to fucking log into my Amazon account.
Oh, you can't go on the page without logging in.
Yeah. You know what? Hold on. Let me do this. Let's go to Amazon. There we go. Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it's just really cool. I don't want to. Let's see. 4K. Yeah,
Okay,
there it
we
is.
are.
$36. Theatrical and uncut steelbook. So this is like a limited edition version, and they said that one of the videos I watched that was discussing it. This is the first time they're releasing an uncut version of the film since it was on VHS.
So you get all these, right?
Yeah. Limited edition.
Mhm.
So there's a whole market. I was like, what the heck? It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Oh, $36 is how much was the actual retail price on this?
I think normally 4Ks are around $20. Usually when they come out new, they're like $20 maybe. So 36 you
Well,
get
let's go here. Let's find out. So what? 4K, right? Limited
edition.
I hate you, dude. I hate you, man.
Okay, so here we are. Wow, look at this.
Oh my god.
120,
Oh, that
130.
rabbit hole. Oh my
So
god.
let's see what
Hazel Dad.
let's see what it's been sold. Oh, the Venom, yeah, right here, new Venom 4K, Ultra so and so,
Yeah, so-
1995.
So a couple years back, Best Buy had all these limited edition Marvel 4K Blu-ray. You could walk into the store and buy them. I mean, they're not exactly limited, but you know they are pretty cool. But they are also pretty pricey. But again, they're kind of obsolete now. You could stream a lot of these things. You know?
Well, Target and Best Buy. See, here's the thing, Ron.
Mhm.
Because I kind of did a deep dive into this thing because I was just so surprised that there was a market. I was like, what the heck?
No, there's collectors out there. Yeah.
They said that Best Buy and Target have made official announcements they are phasing out physical media. There will no longer be any physical discs sold at the stores eventually. I think by the target date was by like January 2025. There won't be any more discs available at Best Buy or.
Which is strange because Target is selling vinyl. You would think that would be totally obsolete.
And then what happened too is that if you buy the digital movie on a streaming service, one of the people explained that what you're doing, you don't actually own the movie. It's like a temporary license that's been purchased by the streaming service. So once that license expires, that movie disappears. So you pay $20 for a movie that might disappear one day and you don't own it anymore.
Right. Well, you know, my daughter and I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. That was $30. You know,
Yeah.
You see that one time, it's done.
Did you like it?
I loved it. It was great.
Did you like it, Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it was good.
Absolutely.
I picked up that Drive one right there, the movie Drive with the steelbook.
Oh yeah.
It's a good movie. You should watch that.
Is that the one with Ryan Gosling?
Which one who's in that?
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I like that one.
It's super intense.
Yeah.
But this one here, Steelbook Drive.
Yeah. That's a good movie. It's got really cool 80s vibe to it.
Wow, look at this. Doctor Strange for $9.98 on unlimited ultimate edition. 4K mastering.
I want to kill everyone's pocketbook.
Hey, Tammy. So, are the ones that are Mr. Smith? Are the ones that are graded? Are they a lot more expensive and stuff like that, like comic books? Or are they kind of
Some of them are. Some of them are. It's weird because the guy I was watching. Actually, I watched probably like 5 or 6 different channels.
Hey, Lord Catman, how are you? Sorry,
there was a guy.
I just want to acknowledge the chat because it's fucking going it's going crazy on our live chat right now.
Sticky made everything possible.
Thanks.
So yeah, no, but yeah, there's all right. So there's these boutique 4K distributors. There's 4K. So what they do? Have you heard of Criterion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Criterion isn't the only boutique, distributor like that for limited copies and stuff, or high quality restoration films. There's another one called Arrow Videos. They also do that, and they usually do that for like the underground horror films.
Yeah, I was just on their website.
And so they'll have like a limited release of maybe like 2,000 or 3,000 copies of Killer Clowns from Outer Space or something like that. And they will have exclusive interview footage with the cast members or filmmakers from that film, and only they have the rights to that stuff, and you can only get it if you buy that limited edition copy. And they might have some bonus material that's never before seen, deleted scenes and stuff. So you pay a premium to have quality restored film and all those special features on the disc. It's kind of cool. I mean, for the people who really like that stuff, it's an interesting thing.
Okay.
Some of the movies they do are like really obscure and ones that may not even have like a DVD or whatever until they
do that.
Yeah. Release it. Yeah.
So what were you talking about? Like they have like a little figures like the head sculpts or something. What is that?
It's like some of them come in like a box type thing.
Uh-huh.
It's still in this. It's like still relatively small. It's 4K, but in the front they'll have like a window case, and they might have like a little collectible mini figure that comes with.
Don't go down this rabbit hole. Just stop right now.
I'm gonna do
Stop it.
I
tell you could build a really cool Criterion Collection library, but you don't even want to do that. It's too expensive.
Yeah, I do. Actually. I kind of do.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There is a community in YouTube for Blu-ray collectors.
Yeah, I'm a donkey when it comes to stuff like that, man. I'm a sucker.
I like when they make VHS tapes of like new movies. Like,
oh my God,
I think they had a Velocipaster VHS tape. I really wanted that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Velocipaster, you gotta see that. It's
wow.
Yeah.
So are you into horror films at all, David?
No, I was more into porn.
Okay, that's close enough. No, but seriously though.
No, seriously. In Hawaii, in Hawaii, we had a convenience store that my mom had, and we all worked there. And there was one like in the back corner of that store was all the
restricted content.
Yes, Dennis Richard, you did hear the word porn. The thing is that we had DVDs and magazines, and time to time people ask, like, people do come and ask, what do you recommend? So before I recommend something, I have to watch it. So we had like a whole booklet of DVD porn book. So with your thing, no, not into horror, but I was watching a lot of porn videos.
Thanks for sharing, David.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's for the customers.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's like you have to try the product before you recommend anything. Don't you think?
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either.
I don't. Every time I'm on the show, you leave me speechless at one point or another. I don't know what to say.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. I mean, yes, curiosity also, but at the same time, yeah. And I would say, like, hey, this one's pretty good. If you don't like story, you just like action, this is it.
Oh my God.
Hey. Because most of this.
No one's asking you to elaborate, David.
the acting is terrible, but when they get into action, god damn, it's like, fuck, they know what they're doing. And sometimes I'm thinking, like, God, the angles the camera is on, I wonder what position the cameraman is on, is in. But yeah, so Dennis Richard, I think this is your first time into my live chat. Welcome. Yes, we do have our moments with like this when I do have Dan kind of be speechless. We do go off the rail at time, most of the time. But
all the time.
Yeah. So Dennis, what porn do you watch? Do you like the story? The action? So going back to DVD and the format, it's going to be obsolete and within time. So if you have those DVD that you haven't opened yet, don't open it because it'll cost you more if you have unopened DVD sets or even VHS at that, because when I had my two daughters, we went everywhere to buy Disney classic, Disney freaking animation cartoon VHS. I mean, we spent freaking money on these bitches.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
spent like $19 here, $25 here. At that time,
They were in cool boxes too. They were very nice collectibles. They were really cool boxes.
Yeah. And when we got divorced, I said, you know what? Fuck, take the VHS because it's not gonna work. Shit, who the fuck knew? The collection that I gave her is thousands and thousands of dollars now because majority of them was like the first release.
Yeah, we have some old VH tapes of like horror movies and stuff like that. They're kind of cool.
Yeah, I had one that was sealed that I opened that I probably shouldn't have. But I wanted to watch it. So
what movie was that?
Eyes Without a Face.
Oh, is that Billy Idol movie? Eyes Without a Face?
He did a song called Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah.
It's not related to that at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This would have been like from the 60s, right? Is it the one from the 60s, the movie? Yeah, it's this old movie from the 60s. Yeah.
I love those classic horror movies. Like
Our VHS are right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can get it.
Talking about horror movie. You know what movie that kind of damaged my childhood was? Oh God, what was that possessed movie? Oh, not a Poltergeist, but what?
The Exorcist.
Exorcist. Thank you. God damn.
Oh.
That took a lot of people.
Well, the thing is that it was Halloween night. My brother wanted to go out with his friends, and I was the only one. My mom was busy working, and my older brother was he's like 6 years older than I, so he's out with his friend. And my second brother was supposed to babysit, but he ended up going out. So he's saying, you know what? You're gonna stay home, turn off all the lights. If somebody knocks on your door, don't answer it. But watch this. So he put in, I think at the time it was on CBS. So he left. I'm there watching this freaking Exorcist by myself, and I got traumatized for a year and a half. That movie, till this day, it haunts me, and I'm kind of terrified to kind of watch it. It was
it freaked a lot of people out back in the day. Like a lot of people that watched it early on when it came out, and
People
they were young
like
and
throwing
stuff.
up in the theater.
Yeah, people were like getting nauseous in the theater, and I heard about
fainting.
And I don't know if it's like all propaganda or not. I mean, it might be, not be. You can't imagine stuff like that happening today age, but back in the day, people weren't quite as savvy about that stuff. But I heard about people like
More desensitized
in the movie theater and stuff. Yeah,
people were more innocent.
More innocent back then. Yeah. Another one that freaked a lot of people out was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I love that movie.
That's a great movie. Yeah, it's that freaked out a lot of people, and a lot of people thought it was actually really was based on a true story, which it's not. It's very
Wait, so that wasn't the true story?
No,
it
actually is based on a
sort of influenced by like Ed Gein.
Yeah, it's influenced by Ed Gein, who was a serial killer, but it's not really. There wasn't some chainsaw guy running around Texas slashing people. You know that never happened. Like the story itself never happened, but it was. He got the idea from a real serial killer who used to wear people's faces on his. He'd cut people open and he'd make lamps out of their skin and all that creepy stuff.
It's like Psycho's also based off of that.
They kept prices down for a while.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, that and what was the Omen? When I saw Omen, like, oh God.
Yeah.
Then you didn't want to have kids, right?
No, honestly, I looked at behind my head thinking that maybe I might have the sign 666.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even till today, even when my two daughters was born, I checked their head for, first thing you check is their fingers and toes. They have all 10 of them, but I did check behind their thing because my first daughter, God, she was good, but when she started to grow, she was being a freaking menace. So I had to check. Maybe
you did projectile vomiting.
No, nothing like that. But I mean, it kind of embeds in your head that what if what if? There's that what if thing, and yeah. So Exorcist, Omen, and what other horror movie that kind of Insidious. God damn.
I haven't seen
I haven't
Insidious.
seen that yet. Yeah, I heard it was really good though.
Oh God. I took my two daughters when they was 5. I think they were like 4 and 5.
You're crazy, man. That's kind
Oh
of...
shit. That was part of the thing that my ex-wife took it to court saying that I'm not a fitted father because I take my daughters to this type of fucking movie.
David, that's a little bit of an extreme film for a 5-year-old.
Oh, who the hell knew it was going to be that scary? And later to find out that they had a nightmare for a whole freaking year, like me watching freaking Exorcist by myself for a year and a half.
So, did that affect her in any kind of way, shape, or form, or was she actually too young to even?
Such a nightmare.
I think she was young at the time, to.
Did it give her nightmares and stuff?
Yeah, it did.
David, you're crazy.
Yeah.
David, you're gonna take them skydiving when they're 7.
No, well, right now they're like 24, 23 years old, so I'm, but
do they love horror now?
Do they like horror?
Yeah, they love horror movies.
Yeah, there you go. Same thing happened to me. Like my cousin, he was older than me, and we watched Friday the 13th Part 2 back in the day, and it kind of freaked me out when I was young, and I had nightmares for like years after that, and even to this day, like none of that stuff really scares me that much, but like Jason, for whatever reason, still kind of. Dude, just still kind of freaky to me. Still kind of freaks me out a little bit, especially like the Part 2 with the potato sack, and then the
head tilt,
the head tilt, and the mannerisms and the jump, they're just really freaky, And so today that still kind of freaks me out a little bit as a grown man, and not a lot of stuff does, but I like stuff like that. But I got over it, now like I'm just a huge I love horror now.
A lot of people though, like I watched it and was terrified of clowns for a long time. And Halloween, like it was one of the bad ones. But
what about you, Ron?
Yeah, and now we're like horror fans.
Yeah, I'm not much of a horror fan, to be honest.
Because you never
were there any films that stood out that kind of like made you feel a little bit disturbed?
Yeah, Exorcist, Omen 1, Omen 2.
Yeah.
And Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
And Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. I saw that in the theater.
I did too.
For me, when I was younger, the movie that freaked me out was Halloween.
That's
the first one from 1978 or something?
Yeah.
So that was the one that was, and the reason it freaked me out is because the guy wouldn't die. And he was like kind of creepy. He was very quiet. He's sneaky. He would be in the shadows and stuff. Well, and usually for me, it was more freaky because you never saw him coming. It wasn't like, slasher films where the guy's running after you and it's out in the open. So it's obvious. Oh, okay, that's the killer. He's loud. He's there. But this guy was like kind of freaky, hiding in closets, and everything was dark. So
yeah, and aside from not being able to be killed, like it's kind of plausible. It's set in pretty real settings, and it's pretty real, except for like you won't die. That's not really real. But other than that, totally plausible.
Okay,
kind of
wait. One thing about Jason, I mean, it's terrifying, but this guy is what, 7'2", maybe about 20. He's huge, and he wears steel-toed boots. There's no way fucking you can be a ninja and fucking nobody hear you walking into your home when you're wearing a fucking steel-toed boot. I mean,
the problem with those movies is they do hear them. They just go out there like, "Oh, I heard something," and they walk out into the woods. Let's go see what it is. And then they get their heads lopped off. Like that's the problem with those movies. They hear them, dude. They know somebody's there. They just don't give a shit. They're too drunk.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, Dan. The thing is, if you at a cabin miles away from civilization, right? And you and your wife, Yvonne, and you hear noises like footsteps, cracking of twigs, would you go outside and check to see what the fuck going on?
I walk right at that door and say, "Hey, anybody there?" No, I would be like so freaked out. I hate the woods. I hate camping.
Yeah, there's like a big problem. Like we would not be in that situation because we.
And if I do, like, and 100%, like if I were to go into the woods or camping, I'm bringing a gun with me. Like I don't understand anybody that would ever go camping or go do some wildlife thing like that without like bring a damn gun.
You need a gun.
Because like, and even people are worse than like what else could like besides any stray animal that could be out there or whatever. Like people are 10 times worse than that. So you never know. Like you never know, man. There's no way, dude. No,
Okay, what about someone in your home? Okay, let's say you're at your home. Footstep, you hear something creaking, you hear crackling. Would you go out and investigate out of your bedroom to find out what that sound is?
With the gun and my flashlight and the gun, but not without that, no.
So in a way, because as I watch this type of horror movie, people can't go out and investigate. It's like, what the hell? And they die. They get stabbed. They get chopped. They get shot and so and so. Now, other day, we're sleeping and our porch light went on, right? And we hear something, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna move. I'm fucking gonna stay in my bedroom. I'm not gonna find out what the hell it is. And my wife, she's like, go find out what the fucking thing is.
Not gonna happen.
And I, as a man, I don't want to be like, no.
If I didn't have a gun.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I actually went out as I was walking out that bedroom. Fucking half naked. I was thinking, oh, if this was a fucking movie, I'm dead.
You're dead. Yeah. What was it? Was it a cat or something?
No, next day we found out that there's a dead bird in our backyard. Seems like something or someone has decapitated and
what?
Yeah.
Hang on, let's take a left turn.
They put a dead bird in your yard, dude. That's freaky.
No.
What the hell?
It's not a dead bird. It was just mutilated.
He's like, oh, it's no big deal.
This is a
I know, but
some lunatic was going around our neighborhood decapitating birds and throwing them. No big deal.
It happened.
But why would they put it in your house, like in front of your house, then?
No, not in front. It's in the backyard. So
in the
backyard.
What does it matter?
The thing is that it's a gated community here.
That's worse.
I know.
It's getting better, dude. This is so much worse.
And it happened twice.
Dude, that's even worse.
David, everything you're saying,
what's going on?
No,
is this real, David?
No, I'm not lying. If I had my wife here, she would validate my.
Dude, you don't think that's strange? Is your neighbor weird with you?
There's so many wildlife. There's coyotes here. There's eagles here.
I know, but you made it sound like it was a clean decapitation.
No. Okay, the first one we found,
like an eagle's not going to bite the head off the bird and throw it in your backyard.
True, but the first bird we found was a fully intact, but the guts was just scattered everywhere with the feathers. Okay, so what I got a trash bag. I wrapped it, I duct taped it, and then I took it out. 1 month later, there was this decapitated, legs only, backbone with feathers, with guts everywhere.
The head was missing?
The head was gone.
Dude, that's weird.
Only thing it had was the backbones attached to the leg and had some.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Was this like in a clean open area where it's concrete, or was this like near the bushes and stuff?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Our backyard is not as big. It's very small, but it's gated. It has a gate, but it has a bush that covers so that the golfer's not able to look into our house.
Okay, but where the body was located, was it in the middle of the concrete?
Grass. Yeah, it was on the grass nearby the bushes.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's okay. If it was like placed deliberately in the middle of the concrete, that would be weird, dude.
Yeah, no. So I asked the neighbors as well, like, do you?
It's not like people can't get through those bushes.
No, you can't.
I'm not trying to freak you out, but if somebody wants to get past the damn bush, if you can't get past the bush, man, like
Well, that's why I asked the neighbors, like, did they experience anything within the past 3 years having birds being decapitated or being eaten in the backyard? And all of them said no. I was like, well,
You asked
fuck.
your
And
neighbors
I have a
what they
problem
look
because
at you.
it happened twice within the 2 months that I moved here. From the first month, I think was in July when we moved in. Ending of July, it happened. I'm like, what the
twist
fuck?
of the story. It's David actually doing that in his sleep.
Okay, so I have a story for you, David. I have a story. Okay, here's a story. The reason what you told me, the reason I'm asking that is because my neighbor, this was probably like 10 years ago, but it was a weird story. So my neighbor came over to my house because he was freaked out because he saw a decapitated rat on his porch. Like the body was on the mat before you come in where you wipe your feet, and the head, someone had placed the head of the rat on top of his mailbox. So dude, that's strategic. That's not an animal did that. That's like someone being a freaking psychopath and doing that. So he's like, who do you think it was? I'm like, do you have any weird relationship with a other neighbor? Or he's like, well, the guy next door, he's kind of weird and he gives me weird looks. And so later, I guess they found out that the son that was living next door was like a mentally disturbed person. And they eventually moved away. They found out that he was the one that did it because there was I guess one of the other neighbors had seen him like kind of crouching down and setting the body there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's freaking weird though.
That's creepy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And after
That's
that,
the
he was
beginning
like,
of a serial killer.
yeah, that was weird, dude. And he was watching out. He was all paranoid after that. That was crazy.
Fuck, I would be too. Like, I would move out. I would call my realtor and say, fuck this place. Got my money back.
Yeah, they moved away. That the freaky neighbor moved away though. So it was but yeah, dude, that was since you told me about that bird and decapitated, it made me think of that. That was very weird.
You think they moved because the son killed somebody within that neighborhood?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know who knows.
Yeah, it was freaky.
Eight people on the street have died mysteriously. We don't know how.
Yeah, well,
weird.
I think it could be a coyote, but I think how the hell coyote got into my backyard?
Through that bush?
Yeah, maybe through the bush. Yeah, they can. Yeah, well,
They can
normal.
get around that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because a human can't get through those gaps, but I think coyotes might.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
there's a gap where you could actually physically go through?
not for a person.
How many inches is it? Like it's
Maybe
like a foot?
Maybe no, less than that. Just
Okay.
a regular steel gate, like has about
I think I know what kind of thing you're talking about. But
maybe about 8-inch gap or maybe 12-inch gap.
Okay, yeah. So only an animal could probably do that.
Yeah, there's no way my fat ass body is gonna fit. Maybe my leg might go through, but other than that, I mean, unless you're really anorexic, I mean.
Remember
Or
when, like,
maybe-
Ted Bundy,
Ron's like, what the hell's going on? This has devolved into a strange conversation.
Yeah, I mean, even for a 5-year-old deranged fucking mental issue kid can't get through that because their head probably will get stuck, So I'm thinking probably wildlife, but yeah, twice it happened.
That's freaky.
Ever since then, my wife is freaked out. Like every small little squeaky noise she hears before she goes to sleep, she wants me to.
You could probably, what you could probably do, David, is get some like a mesh thing and then zip tie it in that gap.
Then I have to go through the other side. I have to actually go to the golf course side to do it. I can't do it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So we decided to put a camera with motion sensor and with lights. So if anything that moves in the backyard, it will light up and it will record. So at least I will know exactly what and who and when it happened.
Do you have a piece?
I have a huge piece. What are you talking about?
Firearm?
A firearm? Yeah, no. I have. We talked about this. It's just more of my mental state that if I do have it, I don't know. I might just be like blazing, like fucking. I might just go out and just shoot somebody just for the sake of road rage, you know.
No.
No, that I mean, we talked about this, Mr. Smith. That I have to be ready that if anybody would take my comic book collection without my consent, that I will. Do I need to shoot him or do I need not shoot him?
Yes.
Do I kill him? What do I shoot him? You know, all those things kind of factor into my thoughts, and that's why I haven't gotten a handgun or any type of firearms.
Yeah, but
yet.
it's not about that. Like, if somebody breaks into your
It's
house,
more about protecting
it's
life. like-
protecting like your kid, you know, your wife and kids and stuff and your stuff. Like, if somebody breaks into your house, nobody breaks into your house for a good purpose. Like,
What if it was a mental ill kid that he doesn't know any better
Yeah.
and I shot him?
yeah,
No,
yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, you don't want to do that, but
No, and the thing is that with this happening, let's say it's something downstairs. I have to go downstairs, take the stairs down, and I hear something moving, and I just freak out, and then I just boom, I pull the trigger and found out that it was a neighbor or something they're doing at night. That it was something, all those kind of things that I put
well,
into
you gotta have the
fact.
right. Yeah, you gotta have the right temperament and mentality for it. and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that. Like,
I'm not there yet. That's why I haven't gotten
Yeah,
it because
that's probably a good idea.
You never know what you're going to do in that situation either.
Yeah, you have no idea what-
exactly.
Nobody knows what they'll do in a
Right.
situation like that. But I feel better having one personally. You know, if somebody breaks into my
Same.
house, I can protect myself. You know, and we also have good laws that protect home. You know, I mean, I don't know where. You know,
Yeah, but you still don't like.
you don't want to. You don't want to have to do that. But
Yeah.
I would rather not somebody be able to do what they want to me and my wife if they break into my house.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's not a,
it's
not
not
a-
a handgun that I want in my home. Like,
Yeah.
I want shotgun.
yeah.
Because I don't have because one, I'm a bad aimer. Okay, I don't have 20/20 vision. I don't know. I figure shotgun, just aim it where the sound or whoever it is, just pull the trigger and hoping that one of those will catch it.
Yeah.
So, and I asked my wife the other day as well, like, hey, what do you feel like having a gun at the house? And she's like, I don't know. Like, well, think about it. There's my collection in the house, and you're home by yourself, and somebody wants to rob my comic book. What would you do? She said, I would just have them take it. I go, no, you shoot them.
No,
You
I
know?
would just give it. I would just give it to him. Here you go. Get out of my house.
But just overall, like you said, having somebody break into my home.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know.
scary thought.
Yeah,
but
it's
compliance.
more than-
You have to acknowledge that compliance is no guarantee of safety, though.
Yeah.
It's
You
true.
could comply, and then they still shoot you anyway.
Yeah, I've seen many of the convenience store owners getting shot, or the workers getting shot after they complied with with the
Right.
demands. There's this one guy here in Washington, Tacoma area, downtown Tacoma area. The guy put a gun in his head and tell him to open up the safe, give me some. So he did. He complied with everything, and at the end, he ended up shooting him in the head anyway. So, So,
Yeah,
but
there
yeah,
was the number one pick for the San Francisco 49ers, Ricky Pearsall. He's a wide receiver. He's just walking downtown San Francisco with his Louis Vuitton bags, and someone shoots him in the chest. 17-year-old kid shoots him in the chest. I can't believe it.
why? Because you want that Louis Vuitton bag?
He was just trying to rip him off, trying to steal stuff.
It's a crazy
stupid.
world we live in.
Yeah, kind
I-
of crazy.
The world's just getting sicker and sicker, man. More lost and more sick than ever.
Well,
you know, when
especially in California.
Well, oops. I that's for sure. I mean, when I was in the theater yesterday with seeing the Deadpool Wolverine movie, there were just kids in this rated R movie. I mean, every other sentence in that movie is the F word, but there's
Yeah.
these little kids in there. I felt bad taking my 16-year-old to it, but
How old were the kids?
it looked like 9 and 12 to me.
That's crazy.
Wait, isn't that a movie was a rated R?
Oh yeah, it is.
How the hell they got
Yeah,
in?
I'm sure you never saw a rated R movie when you were little. Like,
They
No.
were by themselves too.
Yeah,
no,
no, I'm
no
just
parents
saying.
with them.
We'd have to sneak into it.
Come
Like,
on.
we'd buy tickets for something else. Me and my friends would buy tickets for something. Then we'd go see some rated R movie we had no business
I would
watching.
totally do that too. Yeah, when I
Yeah,
was
but there's
younger,
no,
yeah.
but there wasn't like a whole theater full of 8 to 12-year-old kids in there. Like it was all
Yeah, I'm
adults
just
and
saying,
me and
like,
my friend, but
It wasn't commonplace, right?
right, yeah. And if they did, a couple of kids snuck in or something, not like a whole troop, not like a whole school bus full of people.
Well, I mean, that's what is happening. Is like this group of teenage, underage kids going into convenience stores or even in boutiques and just ransacking or robbing, or and it's more of this happening in California.
New York too. It's bad in New York.
Yeah, I mean, even our store. I mean, thank God, knock on wood, that it's not as severe as what I see on the news. But I mean, there's a couple of there's handful of kids that comes in. They're probably what 11, 12, 13-year-old come in, group of 5 or 6, and they're just walking around. And our store is not as big, so 5, 6 people in our store. It looks very busy. It's filled, you know. There's only 3 aisles with goods and there's beers and stuff. But when you have 5 or 6 people in, it looks really busy. And they're just walking around, not doing nothing. They're just talking. So when I talk to one of the guys, say, "Hey, guy, you guys need to leave if you're not going to buy anything within the next couple of minutes." And all of them look at me like, "Fuck you!" Like, really, literally, they'll say, "F you." Who do you think
They
you are?
literally said that?
Yeah, they say we are customer. Like, you're not paying customers. You're more of loitering. You guys
No,
need
that
to get
they're
out.
looking for opportunity, David. That's kind of weird, dude. You're saying it's a small store and it's easy to look around very quickly, right? How long do you need to stand there? That's kind of weird, dude.
Well, the thing is that sometimes people takes time to look around and
They're up
see
to.
what we have and to decide what they want. But it wasn't that. It was just walking around. They kind of talking to among themselves, joking around. And I
Were
said,
they
"Hey,
Do you
looking at your
have?
porn
Let me ask
section?
you.
yes,
probably
ask
looking
Mr.
for porn.
Smith."
Let me ask you something. Where you are, is there a right to refuse service?
Yes, we have it in other. Like, we have the rights to refuse service.
Okay. Yeah, because some places it depends on the jurisdiction, but if it's like that, we just get out. Because you
Yeah,
could just say that.
we're
It's
in
my
the
store.
boonies. We're in the fucking middle of mountain. Regardless what the rule is, fuck. I mean, you got 5 or 6 kids going around, walking around, and not buying anything. They're not picking anything up. They're just walking around. They're just making jokes, laughing. They will gather all at the end where the cameras are. Is visually you know what they're doing, and when you tell them to, hey guys, if you're not buying anything within the next couple of minutes, you guys need to leave the store. And they're
How
like,
long would
hey
it take
man,
for
we're
law
customers.
enforcement? Would it take a little bit for law enforcement to get there?
Yeah. Like I said, we're in the middle of a mountain.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have a piece in your store right there.
Yeah. Do you have anything like that in your store?
No, but a lot of our customer does walk in with handguns and stuff. I mean, but we don't have one yet. Like I said, it's more of the mental preparedness that I need to be in, along with the employees, if they're safe using. Because if we have a piece, if let's say we do have a firearm at the store and they're not going to use it, if one of the robbers, a thief or whatever, comes in and they see it, they're thinking, oh, okay, they might actually take that and use it for somewhere else over there, and so everything has to be agreeable within the employees, myself and my brother, to have a firearm in the store just in case. But yeah, I mean, thank God. I mean, we only got robbed once, gunpoint.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, knock on wood, within the 7 years that we was there, one time. But the thing is, it wasn't even at night. It was at 7 a.m. daylight. Guy came in with a handgun, and all they took was $120.
Yeah.
It was just more of, yeah. But the scary thing is that after they robbed us, I think they went down the road 5 miles down, and they they robbed a coffee shop, a drive through like a kiosk coffee shop, and I guess one of the workers just because they don't do cash, they only take credit card. That they said we don't have cash, we don't have nothing for you, and they I think they loaded like about 3 to 4, maybe 5 at most rounds at the kiosk.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you see, those are the type of people you're dealing with, David. That's very dangerous.
But I only can assume that it's the same people because it happened on the same day, couple of hours, I mean, few hours apart.
Yeah, when these people were kids, they saw The Omen and The Exorcist when they were young. They saw and snuck into rated R movies, and well, that's what
had them go down that path.
Yeah,
I bet they read comics too.
yeah, they read the horror comics, the EC comic.
Hey, wait, that's kind of falls on us.
Yeah. No, my dad used to own a pawn shop a long time ago, and he had like a shotgun in there and stuff like that in case something happened. Never had to use it, but they did. Somebody next door, it was I can't remember if it was my dad's or my dad's brother, my uncle, but they both own pawn shops, and somebody drove a car through the empty building next door, and they used that to like break into the pawn shop and steal stuff. And
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
I guess crime is always was there, but maybe due to social media, are we exposed to more crimes and more things, and maybe that's why. I don't.
Well, I think the problem today is that you have this whole new generation of people growing up. So as the decades go by and the years go by, you have like this greatest generation, and each generation just gets a little bit more diluted and a little less, whatever. And then they start, and then you got the parents that grow up differently, and then they raise their kids that way. And then all of a sudden now you have like the internet raising your kids for you for two families, like husband and wife, they're too busy to do that, and they got to work, both of them, and you got your latchkey kids like growing up around the internet, and they watch all this kind of crap, and which is no excuse for anything like that. I'm not like the Beavis and Butthead made them kill. I'm not like that.
But at the same time, like, I don't think you, when you were growing up, had a lot of supervision either. The difference is you're out playing with your friends versus
doing something somewhat constructive and using my brain for other stuff. But I think people are just getting more and more desensitized.
But I'm saying, like, people act like we were so supervised in our day and age.
No, but I mean, like,
we weren't.
If you get on, if you get online and you read stuff, like if you get on whatever video you watch, if you get on there and read that stuff, there's just always this handful of people that they're just like disgusting. They're just nasty people.
Or if you just drive on the freeway, if you drive within the speed limit of the freeway, you got these people going really, really fast, and they cut you off and they honk at you. They're just
flipping you off. And, I've heard about people like this one guy, like something like that happened to them, and the dude that got mad, killed the dude's fiance that was sitting in the seat next to him driving by, and I think it was like in, I don't know if it was in, I can't remember what,
Denver, maybe.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just getting worse and worse, and people are losing their respect for other people, and they're losing their love, and just kind of losing, that human connection, to where people aren't people to them anymore, and they're just a means to whatever they want. And nastier.
Well, there's another story since you mentioned Denver, that Aurora, Colorado is like El Salvador gangsters are kind of pretty much taking over that city right now. And
what?
They took over the apartment complex.
Yeah, apartment complex. Yeah. It's
what do they do? Do they sell drugs?
These are illegal immigrants. They're it's not like they were born. It's not like they're like first generation. Like illegal immigration that El Salvador gangsters has took over a fucking apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. When I read that, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I see on YouTube like how people, they call it the Karen or whatever. This guy has a camera on their body, and the police officer person like, oh, what's your name? I don't have to provide for you. And these kids, 12, 11, 10-year-old kids are watching this video and find out that it's your civil rights not to do certain things, but the thing is, it comes to a point where I think too many rights is given, and there is
Oh,
You know,
that's,
What he's talking about,
that's
like for situations like that, like you talk about like people like being here like unconstitutionally and stuff like that. Is that kind of what
well,
you're
it's
talking
just
about?
in general. In general, I think there's so many social media out there. They know.
You're talking about the David. I mean, okay, maybe I'm
No, I'm putting
misinterpreting
two
stuff. But
things in one time, but I'm just saying is that
there's a
one.
social shift. There's a social shift. If all the today's generation is taught be uncooperative, don't trust the police, don't communicate anything between the two. They're out to get you. They're your enemy. If that's the normal consensus among today's generation, like, so if I see a lady get murdered, I shouldn't say anything. I didn't see anything. I don't have to tell you anything. Well, great. Now we can't find who killed this lady, and next week it's going to be someone else. You know what I mean?
True, but yeah, well, yes.
Don't cooperate ever? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Then you just have society completely break down. That's stupid.
But you see a lot of the movies, it happens where somebody witnessed something, then later to find out that it's bigger picture than just an average guy murdering somebody. And like I said, like in Aurora, Colorado, let's say you saw something and you're the witness of that, and later to find out that these El Salvador gangs are somewhat involved in it, and they want to keep you silent, and you come ahead. Now you and your families are being, and so what do you do with that? I mean, do you say something knowing that your family might, or high chances that your family might be in danger?
Yeah.
No,
and to
there's
do nothing, is that a guarantee of
Not
survival?
exactly.
I don't know.
I think
Right.
that is why what Mr. Smith is saying is like not many people are coming up and saying what
no,
they
but
saw.
if the culture is such that it is discouraged, I'm not saying that there's any like explicit rule that says, hey, everyone, from what 10 years old to 19 years old, we're all going to agree that we're not going to talk to the cops as a generation. We all agree that the cops are evil, and even if we see something illegal transpire where someone's murdered or killed or raped or assaulted, we're all going to agree that it would be wrong to say anything about it and to divulge any information. You know how ridiculous that is?
Yeah,
But it's kind of,
I mean, it's kind of scary if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's scary. It scares
I
the
don't
shit
want to
out.
be a snitch.
But I've also heard
Okay.
stories about like somebody just in major cities and stuff to where like somebody's getting, beat, or somebody's like, a woman getting attacked and stuff like that, and people just walk by and watch it. Like you see like a whole bunch of people just walking by, they look at it and they just keep on walking by. Something like that happened to some lady that was, I can't remember what it was, like being stabbed or something, and like just people.
You
like,
should watch the Boondock Saints.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just like, people just don't want to get involved. Like they didn't even like call the police, or like they just sat there while that lady got murdered, man. Didn't do anything.
So okay, so let's put ourselves in their shoes. Would you do something about it?
I'd call the police.
Call someone, yeah. Like,
I
don't know that I would personally
I'd stand
intervene.
back. I'd stand back, 30 feet, 25 feet,
Everything,
whatever. I'd assess the
everything is a
situation.
case.
Okay, you call the cop. You call the cop. We call the cop. Whoever anyone in this panel, we saw stabbing,
Yeah.
and then we call the cops, right?
Yeah.
Your numbers are embedded into the 911 call, and they'll say, okay, I'll put myself in that scenario. All right, David, we need you to come to the station, and
Somebody's being stabbed.
yeah, stab.
You come here, like I'm on this street. This lady's being murdered.
And
by
you
people.
saw it. You saw somebody stabbing someone and
Oh, you
ran.
know, like if they capture the guy?
No, they haven't captured it. Let's say they haven't
Okay.
captured the guy.
Yeah.
So
no.
hang on a second. Wait a minute. So I'm trying to, I'm trying to get on top of this El Salvador story of yours, David. As well, it's not El Salvador, it's Venezuela.
Oh, what?
It is in Aurora, Colorado, but there's no evidence that these gangs have taken over the building. It looks like it's just some sort of mass hysteria, false news being spread around. So,
Or they want it to sound like it's false news.
well, how do you know?
Can you really trust the media, Ron?
No.
I know, but how do
I
you
don't
know
think
this
so.
is real or not?
Yeah.
What is
It
it
could
that
be
you've
either
heard
way,
about this?
honestly. Yeah, it could
You
be
didn't even
50-50.
get the country right for first of all. El Salvador is Central America, Venezuela is South America. What is going on down there that you heard exactly?
What
Are
in
they
Aurora?
yeah? Are they
Yeah, I
human
mean, a lot of the
trafficking? Are
crimes
they
are
selling drugs?
happening there. A lot of I think there was a couple of like uh, gunshot. I think one was killed. You know what? Let me pull this up.
Let me put it this way, Ron. The reason this doesn't sound so far-fetched to me is because there's been news coverage, although they're trying to subdue it and not make it as mainstream. But on the conservative networks, they've covered the stories of busing, tens of hundreds of people to different parts of the country from the border. Like they take them on a bus and they actually transport them to New York and inner cities and stuff. There's people. If you look at the situation in New York, you will see. That's why when David said that, it didn't sound far-fetched, because they've been busing hundreds of people, maybe thousands, all over the country. And that's not fake news. You could check that right now if you want. Now, whether or not those people are,
Colorado, but I did hear about. I don't know the details of it, but I did hear it was like, and I was thinking that I thought that it was El Salvador too, but
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think he was right. He's saying that officials in Aurora have begun to acknowledge the presence of Venezuelan gang activity in the Colorado City after release of terrifying surveillance cameras. So if you look here, this is the video they're showing.
CBS News.
Yeah, on a apartment complex.
Okay.
Well,
So
I just put CBS because that's the channel I grew up watching football, and cartoons, and
so people have cameras outside their doors. What are the cameras showing? I'm just curious because this is the first I'm hearing this.
yeah.
What is it?
Right
There's
there.
around. There you go.
It said Romero installed multiple cameras that captured violent activity over weeks. Doorbell video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into the neighbor's home. Another night, her camera outside captured two men approaching a vehicle with a gun drawn. So look at that. Fucking just people with freaking what was it? Look at handgun, rifles. Look. If you look at here, people are just robbing people. At this particular apartment complex, and these are all, from my understanding, is the majority of them are all illegal aliens. So she's the witness. Now she's doomed because she's fucking on TV. So she might be
moving out.
That wasn't very bright what she did.
Well, the thing is, if the more quiet you are, then it becomes the norm. If everyone's quiet, then they take control. But if everyone is against it and works as a collaborative effort, then it's not going to be able to branch out like that.
So
there's so many gun shootings in our country. I kind of forget what happened. What was the major gun shooting that happened in Aurora, Colorado?
The theater shooting you're talking about?
That was a theater shooting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The Dark Knight.
Batman. It was Batman. Yeah.
That was a long
time. What happens when you watch Batman?
So let's get back to comic books. So with all this shit is happening around the world, okay. So
speaking of the Dark Knight,
with all this that is happening,
El Salvador comics,
El Salvador, Venezuela, with the politics of illegal immigrants are kind of taking over, like how California.
It's CGC's fault. I'm telling you.
Well, do you feel that it will be good if Marvel, DC kind of covered this story that these are happening in now, in the current event, and how the superheroes would handle?
No, they won't cover that.
Superheroes would handle the border.
Maybe time out. Because back then in Silver Age, in Silver Age, or let's say late Golden Age time, didn't they do comic book to the current event, like World War II, like how Superman.
Oh no, I know what you're talking
or
about.
Captain America, helped America beat the Nazis, and having
But it's
that
a different,
famous.
it's a different
It's a big
political
difference
it's
between,
it's
like-
it's a different political scope. Like
I
we're not
understand
going
it's
to-
a different political, but
Disney's in control though. That's
it
not
doesn't-
what their
it doesn't
agenda
fit
is.
the narrative they want to. It shines too much light on the narrative they want to just ignore or do whatever.
well, I mean, are they
Sorry, I'm not-
shoving down like different ethnic
right.
background, like LGBTQ, Pride, Pride Week, and so and so? They're shoving these type of things down our throat. Why don't they focus on a current event that is actually right now it is happening, that it is causing this hysteria in each city?
Yeah, these slabs.
The
these
problem-
slabs,
the
that's
pro-
the hysteria behind all the slabs.
But I mean,
Marvel
don't you
and
think that they
Disney-
should make the
Marvel's going to
story?
buy CGC, and then Marvel's going to just slab all their books. That's
Look,
how it should be.
Don't you
On
think
a
that?
serious note, David,
Wait, I'm
because
not
everything-
done, Mr. Smith. Do you
Go ahead.
feel like it will be a good read if comic book reader collector like us have DC or even Image or any comic book publishing would kind of focus saying, hey, these are and make a story out of it,
No, the issues are the issues are politicized. That's the problem.
I don't
It
like.
isn't. It isn't acknowledged. It isn't objectively acknowledged as a serious problem. Like
Right.
if I see someone get murdered in front of me, there is no, oh well, because I'm leaning more this way, I think that was okay that happened. It's like, come on, dude, someone was murdered. It's wrong. It's just it doesn't matter what your political leanings are. We agree that murder is not a good thing, right?
Yeah,
Come on.
The stories I like to read, like I want to see, I want to see the Avengers fighting Thanos. That's what I want to read when I read a comic book. Is like good guys kicking the bad guys' ass. I want to watch that, and I want to
There's
watch.
a big difference seeing Cap KO Hitler
Yeah.
versus
Right, but that's also
Like-
not. Yeah, but it's a different feeling. It's also propaganda.
Would it be great
Yeah.
if Captain America go to President Biden and say, you are wrong? Or going to a previous former Trump and say, you are wrong, and he will go against the whole fucking, the whole
Yeah,
GOP.
that would never happen. Like he'd be on his cabinet maybe or something. But
I mean,
And he goes rogue, and he goes,
But they already
rogue.
have
Captain
the-
America goes rogue, and he will go him, and he will do everything in his justice to make sure that America has the fight and go against this. I don't know, presidency or things like
They won't do
that.
anything like that. Yeah, that's.
I would love to read that because I would love to know how that shit finished. They can do like an 8 comic book series. Like, I don't know.
But the thing about that though is that like it's everybody's different. Everybody has their own opinions about stuff like that. And when you put that kind of ideology into things, like whether you agree with it or not, it's like it's just kind of divisive, and it kind of just whether whatever side it's on or whatever, it's always somewhat.
yeah, it's just a different world. Like there
Yeah.
was more patriotism back in the
Right.
day, and the enemy was also
universal.
not domestic, right?
Right.
So it's a little easier to be like,
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you think that it would be great to bring that back? Because I'm okay. You like to see Captain America or Thor fighting with Thanos, but that has been done so many times
Right.
already. Well, I mean, what was the outcome of it? Nothing.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you deal with current events, that is what is happening, and put Captain America, or even Spider-Man, as a young boy or young man, what he would do,
But then they kind of do stuff like that with Civil War to a certain extent.
and
You know,
what do you
it's
think
like-
the outcome would be? Like, I think you're overestimating
Yeah.
the.
No, I'm just you could be right. I could be overestimating anything, but I mean it would be a great story or topic to kind of hit on, to have. I don't know. I'll be interested in reading a superhero, Marvel or DC, the well-known superheroes dealing with
Does
current
it matter
event.
about the stuff going on in our own country? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, it's just current event itself. I mean, even the war in Gaza,
Yeah.
even Israel, what would maybe Captain America say, okay, President Biden, what you're doing in Gaza is wrong. I think you should so and so and so. And he goes against it. But he will go to, I don't know. There's something like that. I would love to read that story to see what the writer would.
Yeah.
What his-
Disney's agenda. Look, David, how many people, and I don't want to insult anyone. I'm not saying anyone
You
here. I'm
already
just saying
did by
people.
saying that. You are going to
Okay,
be
look.
insulting somebody.
Look.
Don't
How many people?
apologize
Want to.
for something that you are going to say.
How many people are going to go? How many people go out of their way to research a topic beyond just reading a single article or hearing an initial piece of information? I don't think a lot of people do that.
I think
think that
majority of the people won't do that. They'll
Okay,
just take
so
it
if you
for what
have-
it is.
what is the average Marvel consumer going to do? They're going to look at the message. The message is what? The message is inclusivity, diversity, equity, inclusion, and all that stuff. If you're saying keep these people out of my country, well, that's not being inclusive. You're being kind of prejudicial, and you're targeting people. They should be allowed in. That's the righteous way of doing things. It's the generous way of doing things. But the thing is, you're not looking from a practical standpoint how that is going to affect
Or a
the
legal
social
standpoint.
structure of the country and economically.
Yeah.
Well, but
So if they
everybody
come
has-
in,
everybody has the opinion of what they should do. I mean, regardless. I mean, okay, for illegal.
look,
immigrants-
David,
Yeah.
look, okay, so fine. You have a bunch of people. Let's ignore the fact that there's some people that come in that murder other people. And it's just a fact. It has nothing to do with I'm racist or I'm being prejudiced. And it's just a fact. There are people that they've caught that have murdered people that have come over across the border. But fine. It could be an anomaly or it could be a minority group. And that's not reflective of the entire group that comes over. Maybe it's just 5%. Fine. But the others that do come, there's jobs that are taken, and that affects the economy. There's more unemployment then. I can get cheaper labor because they're willing to work for a third of the price. Okay, great. Now quality control is compromised. The product gets shittier. Now people don't want to buy the product.
So this is
Now
what
we
happened to
cancel the
CGC.
Well, maybe, yeah. No,
The
but
El Salvador workers in CGC.
I'm
And
telling
you
you
know
how
that
things.
also.
But
You know that
putting out-
also because it's a closed door. You could be.
I'm
They
saying
can have
from
a
an
fucking 12-year-old kid encasing
How
those
many-
things.
A 12-year-old
How many-
Venezuelan kid.
Yes.
Okay.
So do you think that everyone is examining this issue from a micro and macroeconomics perspective? I don't think so. I think they
No.
think it's mean. It's mean to exclude people or prevent them from coming in illegally. That's mean. Okay, well, how about the way it actually practically affects everyday life? Well, I don't care about all that. I just think it's mean. That's very simple thinking. I'm sorry. It's short-sighted.
Well, you just offended me. Well, I just thought that it would be kind of nice or kind of interesting to see what if there's major publishers when it comes to cartoon comics. I mean, Marvel, DC, kind of. Well, I just want to know what their I don't know.
I think you kind of already probably know what they would do. I mean,
Also,
you
like,
just look at the track record and the history of the kind of stuff they do, and you'll kind of know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's a mystery or anything. I think I know pretty much what they would do.
I know what I would do
Yeah.
if I had
Let me
to.
ask you.
What?
There was a news article recently. I forgot who it was. I forgot which source it was. You can check this too. And I was astounded because it was a typically left-leaning news source. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything that's right or wrong, but it acknowledged that Harris's policies, and I know I'm talking about politics right now, but this is just an interesting observation. She's not really about policy. She's about vibes. Let's go off of vibes. How do we feel? Let's not look at actual practical policies and how we're going to address issues. How do you feel about it? Do you think
About
that's
what?
the right way to approach the issues?
What issue are we talking about? Illegal immigrants?
We're talking about every issue. The Gaza thing you're talking about, international relations, the border issues, economics, everything.
What I think fucking
Let's
America
just
should do
vibe
is
off
stand
of
out
it.
of it. Just stand out of it, like how we did with World War II. Like, you guys farm among yourself. You're not gonna do anything until you invade our country.
Would you want a leader that goes off of vibes or actually analyzes things from a serious perspective? Like, let's look at this. Let's see.
I'd like to know her vibes about CGC. I bet she'd be pissed.
Well, you know what she would say. There was one clip that after being in with a sign of a pen, that she could get rid of the company, and she went into steps like, sign of a pen. I can get rid of a company. I can indict people. Even though they will get off, but they have to go through this loophole of going to court, submitting you need to appeal this so and so. So I can take your time going through this with a sign of a pen. Like, I can sign something to get your company removed. And for her to say that is kind of scary. I mean, it's true. She has the power. But for her to actually say that, it's like, wow.
No, but this is generation.
She can actually sign a paper and say get rid of fucking CGC because she's ruined the fucking comic book community.
There we go. Back to CGC.
So ban. I'm gonna ban all grading. Any comic book collector cannot be grading because it's illegal by laws. And I signed a paper. And if you want to go through the loophole, you have to go to the court. You have to fill the petition. You have to appeal. You're going to take your money, and you have to hire a lawyer. Millions of dollars, especially if you're a big company. And for me, if let's say something happened to me and she signed the paper and shit, I have to go through. I don't have time for that.
What are we talking about?
This is generation vibe. This is vibes.
It's the 4K horror Blu-ray.
Don't research anything.
I'm going with the vibe. I don't know what I just said, but it's just my vibe. Like, fuck.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says "Love and the Vibes." I'm gonna put that on. Any decision I make, any life decision changing, decision I make, I'm gonna say I'm gonna vibe with it. Should we get this heart surgery? I need to feel the vibe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm awful.
You what?
Don't ask.
You speaking in El Salvadorian?
No. You don't know Hotwa?
It's Venezuelan, Ron.
Oh, shit.
Man, get with the program, dude.
I know. Okay.
I would elect Hotwa for presidency. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought that would be a fun topic for them to, just kind of address what their signing will be and how the story would
Did
continue.
I kill half your viewership, David?
Yeah, we're down from 3 to.
We're down from 5 people to 2.
No, we got 4 people in now.
If there's any F-bombs in the chat, then I did my job.
No. Yeah, I mean, our chat is live right now. Man, Jesus.
It's lighting up.
Yeah.
You forget?
Hey, Sticky Goose, if you're watching this.
David.
What is it that you have against Sticky Goose?
Sticky, we were
I have
desperate.
I have nothing with Sticky Goose. I figure, you know what, just rub him the wrong way. He probably will give us another view and say, hey, you know what? David, SNMC probably, did this. I don't know why. He'll probably make a video of it. And this live show will get another 190 something views.
Or a strike.
I've always been neutral with the Sticky.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one really changed their opinion. It's just different people talking.
There's things that he says that I disagree with and things that he says that I do agree with. That's it.
Well, that's how I am with any videos that I see. Like, I can't agree with them, but I cannot disagree with them. It's just more of an entertainment. Like, I don't dislike Sticky Goose, but do I like what he says? Do I like Swagger House? No. But do I...
Actually, I think, Swaggle is, he's out.
Do I like Jin Men? I don't know the guy. I don't know him, but do I agree with him? No.
What about Don the Comic Book Junkie? You still don't like him, David?
Yeah, well, the thing is that, it's not like I don't like him. Like some of the things that is like, oh, look at my 30,000 comic book collection. It's like, dude, open up a fucking LCS. I mean, why do
We
you?
all collect differently. Like,
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just being a devil's advocate because a lot of the guys that I know is like, would you have a 30,000 comic book in your home? It's like majority have said no, but he
I
does.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
But
I know Ron
she-
wouldn't because
That's a lot.
Yvonne wouldn't. Probably Mr. Smith wouldn't. So that's majority of us that wouldn't collect 30,000
but
comic
that's
books.
okay because
But-
That's
not
a
your
lot of
collection.
No,
comics.
Like,
it's
like
okay.
you collect. Like,
No, Yvonne,
Look.
it is okay. Okay.
Here's the thing.
It is okay.
Here's the thing. We're shifting around magical windows. What the? So,
Well,
anyways, no. But I'm talking about whether or not your collection is curated, right?
What do you mean?
but you
Like your
curate
comic
your
book
own
collection. Do you
collection,
just have only the issues that you absolutely want? You don't have issues in your collection that are I just got them to have it complete. You know what I'm saying? Some
I
people
tried
only
that.
collect
I
what
tried
they
that. When I
absolutely.
first started collecting, I tried make them run from issue 1 and what. But the thing is, to a point where like I'm not happy with that, you know. And some people are. It doesn't mean anything wrong with it, but it's just that it's the collective style. Is like when you make a video, it's like, hey guys, check out my 30,000, and it's not. Everything's in a fucking box. I mean, if you're gonna show 30,000, show 30,000 comic book that you have in your collection. Don't show me fucking 200 long boxes of your.
he does that though. Like he'll show like once he completes a run, he'll show all of his like Tomb of Dracula or
David,
Werewolf by Night.
I think one
like,
time you were asking if we had like saw like maybe an end in sight for us collecting and stuff like that, or if I had like an end game or anything. And I'm kind of getting close. I think I'm kind of getting closer to that.
Oh yeah.
So look,
I know.
So
I've
would
talked
you
about
just-
it before and stuff like that too. I'm kind of getting closer to it. Like it's.
would you consider yourself a completist, or you just
No, not at all. I just collect
Okay.
what I like and what I want. Yeah.
Once
That's
I
what
get
I'm
that
saying. So
Venezuelan
you're
variant, I'm done.
so your
smaller
collection is
runs, like
Yeah.
so
When
your
you have
collection is
dyslexia and ADHD, there's no completion in my collection.
Yeah.
It's just to a point. If I get tired of it, I stop.
but you're not going to collect.
Or you just
But
broke
you're not
ass to a point where you can't buy anything. Yeah,
But you're not the type of collector that you go to the LCS and all the latest release titles. I want all the issues of every newest release you have.
Yeah, I've done that.
I
before.
was like that.
I did that with the Darth Vader series, and I did that with the Conan stuff that came out, and I just enjoyed reading them because I like reading the books. So I did that with the new Conan series that came out a few years back or whatever, and I did it with the Darth Vader series, all the Darth Vader.
I never did that. I only did stuff I absolutely liked, and
I don't even. Yeah, we canceled them. Like we canceled our stuff because I don't like. I don't want to spend that much money on it. But but I completed most of those runs, but then I quit. But yeah, I don't like doing that either. Like and that's the only things that I've ever done that for. Like I've never been that kind of, collector to do much of that. And she likes.
but if you like to collect runs,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like
Right, yeah, it's
Yes,
fine.
it's okay, Yvonne.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the way that I have stopped is when DC Rebirth started. I'm like, okay, I can jump into this. I got Batman. I what else? I got Supergirls. Teen Titans and Titans and so and so.
And all the
Every
variants.
run cover A and B. I read it. I'm like, oh, Batman. Oh shit, this is kicking ass. And after a while,
and you liked everything that you read.
actually, I did. Then after when it got to issue number 8, 9, 10, there's a side story. Like, what the fuck? I'm paying fucking $3-4 per book, and fucking don't give me side stories. Give me what I want, Anyway, so after 6 months into it, or a little bit longer than that, I was looking at my short boxes. Like started from like small little boxes. I had 3 short boxes. I'm thinking, you know what? How much I'm spending per month? It's like every month I was grabbing at least about 12 to every week every week because it was a weekly.
You could have got 4K movies for that.
Yes, I know. And then I
And
realized,
Slack,
like,
too.
what is the value of my collection? I mean, personally, yeah, I enjoyed it. But if I need to sell it, what was it? And I got nothing from it.
Well,
Like, say,
we can wait a couple decades.
no, Ron. There's no waiting on that Rebirth. I mean, just
Was it New 52 or Rebirth?
The Rebirth.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy the Flash. I enjoy the Godspeed.
Well, I mean, I think New 52 is better, but
yeah. Well, and then I started to put my collection into monetary value. Okay, start speculating what I can get, so and so, and now it has become to a point where, is and this whole comic book, like, how many fucking goblins do we need in Spider-Man? How many Venoms do we need? I mean, it's and all this. Yeah, and so all this story is kind of concluded to a point where it's been it's been recycled over and over and over with different characters. I mean, Ben Reilly, fuck. I mean, how many Spider? I mean, now he's a fucking Chasm. Now he's a so and so Chasm. Like, I can't do this anymore. So I stopped reading. That's why I stopped reading, because there's nothing to read that interests me. That's why going back again. It's like, what if Marvel and DC kind of focus on the current event, and what type of story would they come up with? And I would love to read that story. And regardless if it's a battle, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
it takes her.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. I don't really.
Going back to comic book junkie, no, I do not like him, but I don't hate him. It's just that it doesn't make sense to me. Having 35,000 comic book in your collection.
If you don't hate him, like, I think you just said you hated him.
I don't hate him, but I don't dislike him.
Yes.
But I don't understand.
You see what happened to this country, David? Do you see now?
Even he uses a double negative.
Yeah, even with Sticky Goose, like, do I like him? No. Do I hate him? No. But it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Do I agree with some of the things? I don't agree with a lot of the things he's saying, but it entertains me. And that's why I keep watching, like, his videos and things, and kind of say, wow, this guy's fucked up, and even with Jim Mint, I will go and say, wow, this guy's a fucking egotistic fuck. I mean, how big of a head do you need to actually say those kind of things? But do I like him? No. Do I not like him? No. But it's entertainment. Going back,
Sticky Goose pretty much started the same way we all started, just showing a comic book. And and then he just evolved,
Because he wasn't happy with the content that he was putting out, showing comic.
I don't know. He just did things differently than everybody else. He did his options.
He got burned. He got burned like 2 or 3 times because he was buying stuff that Comic Tom and all those stupid channels were.
Oh, and then he found out. Fuck, I got burned on this one. Jesus.
I told you not to get it. I told you, David.
Is it warped, the CGC well?
No, it's not warped, but Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
The prices dropped.
Man. You believe this book once was at $3,000?
Okay, and
that's
what is
when
it
I dumped all my copies.
And that's when I dumped all of my Berkovic. I got a really good price on it. I figured, you know what? I'm gonna reinvest on the fucking first print for $1,700. And now
I told you not to do it, David.
$800.
I warned you, David.
I mean, because
David, I warned you.
Now,
800.
800. Yeah.
I told you. I warned you, David. I warned you.
I could get the first.
Yeah, you know what, Mr. Smith? I heard you the first time you said that. I told you.
I told you, David. I warned you.
Just go ahead, because you told your Jerkovic.
You just keep saying, like, I told you.
I don't know.
You're still ahead.
Jesus. You know one thing bad about having fucking natural light ceiling? You actually get a natural light that shine on your freaking room, and I'm
It's not on the books, though, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
You can do a video?
Yeah, you know what? But nobody tagged me yet.
I'll tag you right now.
Tag
There you
it.
go.
No.
We'll all
No.
tag you.
You have to make a video, upload it, saying my name
Okay.
like I tagged, but you
Yeah.
did not.
We'll do that, Ron. Ron, make a room
You
video. And
Pope
tag Dave.
Rimey. You tag Pope Rimey. Who else did you tag?
JoJo.
JoJo.
What is this?
Legend.
What is this?
Yeah.
It's a comic book room tour video that's going around right now that Alex the Comic Hoarder and Comicaholic started last week.
I'll go text Sticky Goose and tell him to tag you, David.
No. Well, I'm gonna take that tag because when I made my room tour video, Alex said, "Well, that's a pretty good idea. I think I'm gonna run with that." And he came up with this tag. So yes, I guess I'm the first one that actually.
So you're the tag master.
The thing is, I can't say that because there's so many videos out there with, like tour, collecting like room tour.
And Dawn has done it several times.
I think
Oh God. And nothing changes. That's the whole thing. Nothing changes. Maybe he might have added a few more long boxes, but pretty much his whole setup is the same goddamn thing every year in, year out.
But the room is the room you came and walked through the room now. It's just packed.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Don or
Don, the comic book junkie. Don, if you're watching this somehow,
don't flip him off, Dave.
No, I'm not gonna flip him off. Like, hey, God, man, I unscribed you years ago because because I don't know. It's just the same long boxes, I don't know.
He seems like a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I'm sure I never met him in person, but I heard he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. But nice guy aside, I mean, I don't know. I just cannot be watching his 30,000 like year-end video. Like, oh, I got from 25,000 to 30,000, from 30,000. Like, okay, or like, yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there. You guys probably was channels you guys subscribe to, and like after a year or two, like, fuck, I can't watch this guy video no more. They're like, unsubscribe. They're like, you never have to worry about that channel ever again. I gotta admit, I have done.
At least 15 people did that to us.
yeah, me too.
We used to be right on the border. Now we're like, fuck these.
Same here.
Yeah. This channel sucks. Yeah.
What arrow? Oh, thanks, Mr. Smith. I got it. You want me to stream this right now? You want me to go in?
Oh, if you want to. Those are all the boutique labels that put out 4K movies. Arrow, okay. Criterion, Kino Lorber, Shout Factory.
Okay, hold on.
And each one might have like a unique release that's just specific to their company.
Hey, Ron, do you send a lot of stuff to CBCS or CGC?
Back in the day, but not anymore.
Not recently. Have you sent very many? So you haven't sent very many stuff recently?
I've never sent. I've always dropped them off at cons.
Okay.
Yeah, and recently, no, I haven't done anything with those slab companies.
We sent some cards in.
Check out if you're gonna put it on the stream right now, David. Check out Arrow.
I think that's what I did. Hold on.
They have some cool stuff on there.
Here we go. I don't want to sign up.
Look at these. I actually just got that Mexico trilogy that has Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico and the El Mariachi.
Well, I just want to say, like, we're not promoting this. We're not promoting. We're not getting paid for anything. We're just doing this because Mr. Smith wants us to kind of check out his new sensation of, old DVD 4K videos. These are not cheap. Oh, fuck. Look at this. 70,000. Gothic, Fantastico, Italian.
Not 7,000. That's what, 70 maybe or something?
$70. MSRP $99.95. 30% off.
Can you see what it is?
Yeah, sure. This one here? Gothic Fantastico.
4 Italian Tales of Terror, limited edition.
Nice cover art.
Was that like Giallo?
Yeah.
I thought this was Gamora. They can't be Gamora.
Go down to the details to see what it includes there, because it usually has the details.
Studio Arrow runtime 371 minute.
Okay, go up. Go up again. No, go higher, like the other way. Yeah. Go to there's other drop-down menus that were near where you just were. Product overview. Yeah, that one says everything that comes with it. Limited edition.
Do you have this?
I didn't buy it. I'm just showing you how each one is. I bought the Mexico trilogy. Disc 1, disc 2.
Wow. Lady Morgan Vengeance. I wonder what happened to her.
Yeah, I got the Mexico trilogy because I really like the movie Desperado.
We have the entire set of like the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff, I believe. I think we have them both. Yeah, we have.
Do you have it on? What do you have it on? Blu-ray?
Yeah, Blu-ray. It's in the tins. Like it came in like the 10 boxes, like the collector's edition. But we bought them like a long time ago. So there's probably some newer crap now that we could.
We have The Howling.
The Howling, yeah. Donnie Darko. That's a great movie.
Good soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one.
American Werewolf in London. See, this is so like. Why can't they just say Werewolf in London? Why has to be American? Where's the Mexican?
It's about
like a segment. There's like
two American guys that go to the English countryside, and then he comes back to the United States. So something happens in between that.
So they should come up with like, I don't know, different like Mexican werewolf in America. You know.
Not American.
So this one, like it says on the description right here, you get what? There's like extra features with it. Maybe like interviews with cast members and stuff like that. When you open the special feature menu.
Restored, okay, so and so original compressed, normal options, so and so, Mark of the Beast. I think he's a Jew. What the fuck? I think he's a Jew? Like, how fucking racist is that? I think he's a Jew. The Werewolf Secrets, videos, filmmaker, so and so and so.
It might just be. Yeah.
It depends on context, David.
Yeah, it may not be.
Might not be racist at all. He just.
What? It says right there, I think he's a Jew.
That doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's context matters.
That could be a line in the movie. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, like that's okay during 1976, but if I said I think he's gay,
that's not.
It depends on who's saying it too.
And again, the context matters. Like
yeah,
I think.
Well, you don't get a comic book with this though.
What about a little figure?
What about like a little figure?
No figures.
So the other advantage, if you get one of these boutique restorations,
like what are they looking at? The moon?
No, something's falling.
Like this is so weird.
They're being followed.
So
by the moon? Because they're totally looking at if you look at their eyes, if you're pointing
it's
at
like they're looking over their shoulders.
But they're clearly looking at the moon. So the moon, they're being followed by the moon.
No, they go to London and they're at like this bar, this pub, and they keep telling these stories about like being careful about going out late at night in the full moon and stuff, and like, oh, that's just a bunch of bull, and they go out there and then they start getting stalked on this dirt road.
But look at that.
Where they're staying.
See that eye?
Do what?
You see his eyes?
Mm-hmm.
If I do like a straight arrow, it goes to that moon.
Yeah.
If you see this guy's eye, it goes straight into the moon.
Yeah. It's behind him, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It has to do with the moon.
It has to do with the moon. I mean, the title of the movie.
Yeah, the moon is full, so they're worried about the werewolf coming out.
So I'm sorry, but I haven't seen this movie. So is this like a gay movie?
No, it's not a gay
No.
movie.
It's a
No?
really good movie.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
a classic werewolf movie.
It's not a porn movie, David.
It's not porn, so you might not like it.
It's a scene.
But there's a scene. There's a scene you might enjoy a lot.
What? What? It's a gay scene?
No, they go to a porn theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not gay. It's like
Hey,
it's
there's
like,
your Friday the 13th. Oh no, that's the 2009 version.
Oh yeah.
I actually prefer the 2009. I don't know if that's blasphemous or not.
I liked it too. I thought it was good. I don't know that it's necessarily better than most of the other ones, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say I prefer it, but it wasn't
but
bad.
I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it was actually pretty good.
The Hellraiser set. Yeah, that's really cool.
I want that one too.
It's limited edition.
What's his
the
name?
more they made, the worse and worse they got, and
Some of them are still like.
and I liked it
they're
though. It's like,
fun,
man, this is a crap movie, but it's like I really like it though.
Have you seen this, David? Hellraiser?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I thought it was kind of stupid.
It's kind of freaky.
It's like, why would you put a pin in your face? You know?
What you got out of it? Oh man,
That's what you got out of the film.
Yeah. It's like, what would happen if I pull one of his pin out of his face? You know?
But that has nothing to do with it, David.
I mean, it does because it's like
he's in it, but he
well,
didn't.
no, but it's like the whole like.
It isn't a story about a guy who puts pins in his face, David.
I know, but I was just thinking out of like, what would happen if you pull one of the pins out of his face? Like, would he
He'd
die?
kick your ass, is what he'd do.
Or he might
Don't
like
mess
it.
with him.
Yeah, he might enjoy it. He's
This is cute. It's like Funko Pop.
Waste of suffering.
waste of suffering if you don't do that.
So no, but one of the advantages that's kind of cool is that they go back and they'll actually work with the original studio. Actually, not in every case, but often they go back with the original studio that produced the film, and then they'll do restoration. They'll make it. They'll improve upon whatever it was before. They'll take the original 35 millimeter film and then go back and make the adjustments.
Hey, Mr. Smith, is there something like that for Seven Samurai?
I think so. Yeah.
Criterion, maybe.
Criterion, I think they have that. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Wait a minute. Because I think that they're going to be releasing a 4K
Okay,
of that film.
that I would like to see. All the background stuff and all the extra stuff they might have in it and everything.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Such a good movie. And maybe I'll get like
What
a little
about-
figure too.
What are you into the Bruce Lee stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm into everything apparently. Yeah, I love Bruce Lee. So,
What about you, David?
I like
Bruce Lee?
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee's
Am I
better
into
though.
him? I mean, yeah. I mean, it was okay.
It's like,
Besides pornography, what's your favorite kind of movie, David?
I
Well,
guess
what is your favorite movie?
my all time
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Good choice.
more than anything else.
Well, because that was the first actual movie that came when I got immigrated here in '78. The
Which
first
one out of
movie-
the three? Like, is it Star Wars itself, or is
No,
it like
no,
Empire
The New
or
Hope.
Return?
Yeah, in 1978, it was still in
Yeah.
the theaters, and my brother took me to it. And I was looking like, wow, and stand in line for 2.5 hours because it was wrapped around 3-4 times. And when I
Yeah.
finally got in, sat down, and I'm like, wow, this is a big theater because my childhood I don't remember ever going to a theater when I was young in Korea. So I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And next thing you know, you hear "Da-dun!" and the fucking Star Wars, and it's like, wow, this is fucking great. And during that time with I don't know what they did. I mean, moving small little parts at the time, I just thought like, wow, and from then on, I became
The
Not a
fact that you
Star
got to
Wars.
see
I was a Star Wars fan, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch every goddamn Star Wars movie that comes on a theater. But am I fan? Am I like really into it? No, I mean I can't get into characters, but yeah,
But
I
that
would-
first film must have made an insane impression on you,
it
especially
did.
if you saw it in theater like that. That's
Oh
crazy.
fuck, America was just great. I mean, back then, after that, we went to McDonald's, had a Big Mac, and the Big Mac was like this big.
Mm.
It was actually a big.
It was
It
actually
was
Big
big.
Mac. I think
Yeah.
fuck, I love fucking America. I love this place because everything is like 3-4 times bigger than what I was accustomed to when I was growing up in Korea.
That's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, if you ask me what's my all-time nostalgia, my childhood favorite movie, it's gotta be Star Wars because that's the first movie I ever seen in theaters, and it just blew my mind.
Mine is along that vein. It's Return of the Jedi for me. I had that experience with like Return of the Jedi when I was a kid, and wrapped around the building. Yeah, the line all the way around the building. We're out there for hours.
You like Princess Leia in a freaking bikini suit?
That was
didn't
pretty
you?
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was that always stuck with me. I never forgot that.
that was pretty cool. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
That's what you got out of that, huh?
yeah. Well, the thing is that even New Hope, you know, she didn't have any bras. You know
Right.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can see that.
Movies.
So
Jesus,
Movies.
it must be cold in space.
So one of the film for me, and I've seen a lot of classics, a lot of the greatest films ever made. You know, you got Casablanca and Maltese Falcon and all these classic masterpieces. But for me, the number one movie I would say is that I had a similar experience like to what David was describing as T2. When I didn't see it when it was first released because I wasn't old enough yet, but I saw it in theater when it was first released for 3D. I think it was in like 96 or 97. And I was like, holy shit, like this movie's insane. The T1000 and everything. I was like, whoa. So to this day, that's my number one movie. Seriously, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
My all-time favorite movie is Splash. You know, when
Daryl
Daryl
Hannah?
Hannah is naked
Yeah.
in New York and the guy goes, bocce balls. And then after that movie, so many kids were named Madison.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I had the biggest crush on Daryl Hannah too.
Mm.
Yeah, especially in that movie. I haven't seen it. Like, actually, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Is it still good? Does it like? Have you watched it like as you got older?
I haven't watched
Cheesy.
it.
My favorite
Tom
movie.
Hanks is so
Right.
funny, though. He's great in there.
What'd you say?
Tom
Hazel
Hanks
Dowd?
and John Candy.
Oh, my favorite's The Princess Bride. I watched that in theaters like several times.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
still one
love
of my
his
favorites.
English accent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So those movies that were just mentioned. You could just keep rewatching that, right, and never really feel like, oh, I've had enough. I
yeah.
feel like that about Terminator 2. I could just keep watching that movie and it'll never get old to me.
Yeah.
All right. Now, with that said, thank you very much for watching this show. We will leave it at here, and we'll pick it up in next 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Smith will have more about his H2K, HK, 4K, HD.
My AK-47.
I'll have more, and I'll have more about dead animals if I find some in my backyard. Yeah. So anyway, I think we went way over. Wow, we were online for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I have to. My wife is waiting for me outside to do
Told
something.
you. Told you. I knew it.
Yeah.
Next to the birds.
She texted me 4 times already. She texted me 4 times.
All right.
All right, guys. With that said, aloha mahalo till next week. Oh, in 2 weeks. Wait, not gonna be in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. My wife's sister's visiting from Korea, so probably have to play tour guides for in 2 weeks. So
Yay.
yay. Let's pick it up in 3 weeks. Is that okay with you guys? All right. See you guys on IG, Mr. Smith. I'll see you. I'll call you. Call me next week or so. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.